subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Hesitating. In the first half of the Grand Line, Shichibukai's deterrence is still very strong. Although Doflamingo's base camp is in New World, his influence extends to the first half of the Grand Line. Most of the pirates who dared to attack Doflamingo did not end well. Why? Are you scared? Lucifer smiled calmly. Afraid? How is it possible? How could I be afraid? What are you kidding? Cavendish shook his head again and again, as if his pride had been hit. He was originally a bold person, coupled with his good strength. He was only jealous of Shichibukai, never afraid. Cavendish just felt that there was no need to provoke Doflamingo. After all, there were no treasures on the island, and they had no conflict of interest with the Don Quixote family. Cavendish couldn't figure out why Lucifer made a move on the Don Quixote family. Do they have a grudge? No one would have guessed that Lucifer killed pirates just to get kill points. Who are you? This is the residence of the Don Quixote family. Don't get close. Leave as soon as possible. Seeing Lucifer and Cavendish appearing, a few pirate soldiers were alert and scolded immediately. The miscellaneous soldiers will be handed over to you, Lucifer said calmly. Understood. Cavendish turned into a gust of wind and rushed forward with a whimper. Puff, 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 puff. The gust of wind whizzed by, and blood flowers bloomed. More than a dozen pirates were stabbed in the chest and fell into a pool of blood. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Notify Lord Diamante quickly. Damn it! Where the hell is it? You dare to attack our Don Quixote family. You are dead. Where? His speed is too fast. Itachi, this guy is Itachi. A group of pirates looked terrified and cursed, but they couldn't find Cavendish, let alone attack. Soon, dozens of pirates on the shore were all killed by Cavendish's sword. Call out. At this moment, a vacuum slash was shot from the pirate ship, and it came to Cavendish in an instant. There was a crisp clang, and sparks flew everywhere. Cavendish split the slash, leaving 2 sword marks on the ground across the left and right sides. Immediately, a figure came through the air and met Cavendish hand to hand. The swordsmanship of the two was extremely fast, and they slashed dozens of swords at each other in an instant, and finally they separated. Appearing in front of Lucifer was a man over 5 meters tall, wearing a fur-brimmed hat, 2 red facial lines on his face, and a red cape showing his chest and abdominal muscles, dressed like a tribal native. Diamante, one of the top cadres under Doflamingo. Behind Diamante, there are 2 more people coming one after another, a man and a woman, namely Buffalo and Baby 5. Lucifer has already found out that only 3 cadres of Diamante came to the Don Quixote family for this operation. You 2 bastards, you dare to do it. Do you know who you killed? Diamante glanced at the corpse on the ground, raised his long sword, and pointed it at Cavendish first and then at Lucifer. Chapter 31, Killing Diamante and Recovering the Flying Fruit. I know you 2 guys, newcomer Lucifer and Rommel's Weasel Cavendish. Want to challenge the Don Quixote family for fame? Don't think that you can be arrogant if you have a little bit of strength. If you dare to attack the Don Quixote family, you are dead. That's right, it's been a long time since anyone dared to challenge the majesty of the young master. Are you ready to die? Buffalo and Baby 5 also posed. There are hundreds of pirates gathered behind them, staring at them. Captain, what should we do now? Cavendish retreated to Lucifer and asked in a low voice. After the hand-to-hand combat just now, Cavendish has tested some of Diamante's strength. Very strong. He is not an opponent yet. What should I do? Of course, kill them all, Lucifer said flatly. What? Before Cavendish can react, Lucifer has already shot. Cavendish, are you so reckless? Gravity crush. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, a strong force of gravity appeared out of thin air, covering the 3 of Diamante in an instant. There was a loud bang, and 3 large potholes appeared on the coast. The 3 of Diamante were crushed to the bottom of the pit, vomiting blood profusely, unable to move. Among them, Buffalo and Baby 5 have rolled their eyes and completely lost consciousness. These 2 are too weak to catch even one move from Lucifer. The only sober Diamante was also seriously injured, and I don't know how many bones were broken. Seeing Lucifer make a move, Cavendish also rushed into the crowd of pirates. With the howling wind, the sword light flickered, and the pirates and miscellaneous soldiers died under his sword. Rumble! Suddenly, the earth tumbling, undulating like ocean waves. A figure shot out from the hole, teleported to Lucifer, and slashed at the head with a sword. It's Diamante. He is a Paramecia flying fruit ability user, who can transform any object he touches into a light and silky form. The change of the earth just now is the result of his use of the fruit ability. It is also with ability that he can escape the area crushed by gravity. Arrogant brat, go to hell! Diamante's mouth was full of blood, and he roared with gritted teeth. However, when the sword fell, it struck an invisible wall. His long sword broke in an instant, and a severed sword spun rapidly in the air. His horrified expression was reflected on the smooth blade. Diamante finally understood that Lucifer was very strong, much stronger than he imagined. This is a monster above him. The wall of vacuum. This is the shield formed by Lucifer's condensed space. Even if Diamante has superb sword skills and uses armament Haki, he still cannot break through the defense of the vacuum wall. It's not that I'm arrogant, but that you are too weak. Lucifer looked indifferent, flicked his fingers, and the wall of vacuum roared out, directly knocking Diamante into the air. All the bones in Diamante's body were shattered at this moment, and endless pain surged, as if being hit by a mountain. Immediately afterwards, a laser ray flew towards him rapidly, piercing through his head in an instant. With a bang, Diamante exploded into a ball of fire, leaving no bones left. Ding! Host killed the pirate Diamante and got 30,000 killing points. Diamante's bounty is only 99 million Baileys, but his strength obviously far exceeds this bounty, so there are many kill points. 30,000 kill points, the second highest among Lucifer's beheaded targets, only surpassed by Vice Admiral Doberman. Not bad. Lucifer nodded inwardly, feeling a little satisfied with this harvest. Afterwards, Lucifer looked at the scattered flesh and blood in the sky and grabbed it with his big hand. Be born again. After the words fell, the power of the fruit of the word spirit captured the power of the flying fruit that the rebirth was trying to escape and sent it to the fruit in the palm of his hand. Soon, ordinary fruit becomes devil fruit. The fluttering fruit was reborn. Putting away the flying fruit, Lucifer looked at the two potholes ahead, raised his hand, and grabbed it. Universal pull. A burst of gravitational force sucked the two people out from the bottom of the pit. Buffalo is useless, but Baby 5 can stay as a maid, just as I need someone to serve water on my boat. Flying sword. With a flick of his fingers, a flying sword pierced through the air, piercing Buffalo's chest. Buffalo grunted and stopped breathing. Ding! Host killed the pirate Buffalo and got 8,000 killing points. Although Buffalo is a cadre of the Don Quixote family, he is not a main combat member. Most of his abilities are used as auxiliary tools, similar to real helicopters. Because the combat power is not high, there are only 8,000 killing points. It's really a worthless parallel import. Lucifer shook his head, used the power of the fruit of speech, and recovered Buffalo's fruit. The main body is worthless, but if you add devil fruit, it can be considered a good harvest. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age. 23 devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique. Hell demon armament Haki. Advanced observation Haki. Advanced conqueror's Haki. Advanced kill points. 39500 after killing Diamante and Buffalo. Lucifer's total number of kill points came to 39,500, which is not shabby at all. When Lucifer finished solving the three, Cavendish also killed the more than 100 pirates. This group of pirates are just miscellaneous fish, so naturally they can't stop Cavendish. Chapter 32, The Wrathful Doflamingo Captain, It's All Over. Cavendish came to Lucifer triumphantly, with an expression of coming to praise me, which fits his narcissistic personality. It's just killing a group of miscellaneous fish. What's there to be proud of? You can't even beat a Diamante. You are still far behind. Lucifer poured cold water on him directly. The current Cavendish, although his swordsmanship is very high, is already an iron-slaying swordsman. But I haven't mastered observation Haki and armament Haki yet, and my strength is far from enough. Hey, Captain is too shocking. I also want to save face. Cavendish was a little unconvinced. When you can catch my move, come and save face. Forehead. Cavendish was stunned, his expression stiff. Recalling the battle last night and the battle just now, cold sweat involuntarily oozes from his forehead. Catching a move from the monster captain, well, it seems a little difficult. Diamanti, who was stronger than him, would not have been able to catch Lucifer's move if he hadn't had the fruit ability. Sure enough, as Lucifer said, he wasn't even close. Let's go. Find the next target. Take her. Lucifer pointed to the unconscious baby 5 and said, Hey, why did you bring her? Isn't she an enemy? Cavendish didn't understand. We are going to sea, and we need a mate on board. She is the most suitable. In the world of One Piece, Baby 5 is undoubtedly the best in terms of maid quality. No matter what you ask, she won't say no. Not only is everything obedient, but also does not require wages, or even ask her to give you wages in reverse. Seeing Baby 5 dressed as a maid, Cavendish also nodded. There are as many ordinary maids as there are, but maids with combat power are very rare. Subsequently, Lucifer left the shore of West Blue with the two. In the distant New World, Dressrosa in the royal palace. Doflamingo was lying on the beach chair, holding a glass of juice in his hand, enjoying the sunbath leisurely. In the swimming pool in front of him, 6 or 7 beauties with a good figure were playing in the water, and the cadres of the Don Quixote family were playing with the beauties or playing cards beside them. Since becoming 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo's throne has become more secure. Today, the entire Dressrosa has been completely reduced to a country of pirates. Here, the Don Quixote family reigns supreme. Suddenly, hurried footsteps sounded, and the cadre Toribol ran over in a panic. Joker, something is wrong. Diamanti, something happened to Diamanti. Torbol's panicked shouts resounded throughout the palace. What happened? Tell me. Doflamingo's forehead was throbbing with veins. Life card. Diamanti's life card is burned to ashes. As soon as these words came out, the surroundings suddenly fell into a dead silence. The life card represents a person's vitality, burning into ashes. The meaning is self-evident. Diamanti is dead. Doflamingo's pupils constricted suddenly, and the bulging veins on his forehead almost formed a spider web. Are you kidding? How could Diamanti die? That's right, he is very strong. Who can kill him? Diamanti is going to the paradise to perform a mission this time. There are all miscellaneous fish there. Who is his opponent? Toribol. You're not mistaken, are you? The cadres of the Don Quixote family were all furious and couldn't believe the news. It's not wrong. I've confirmed it. Not only Diamanti, but even Buffalo's life card was burned to ashes, Toribol said with a runny nose. Baby 5's life card is half burned, which means he was seriously injured. Call out. A cold light flashed away, and a stone pillar of the palace was cut off, and the stone pillar collapsed violently, causing the entire palace to shake violently. Doflamingo got angry, and the people around were silent. The fingers of his right hand were shaking rapidly, and thin threads were intertwined between the fingers. The veins on his forehead were bulging, and he seemed to be able to see blood gushing under his skin. An astonishing murderous aura erupted from Doflamingo, sweeping the entire palace in an instant. Several beauties in swimsuits in the swimming pool instantly lost consciousness, and the miscellaneous soldiers around them all rolled their eyes and fell to the ground. Only the cadres of the Don Quixote family remained awake, but they all broke out in cold sweat and bent down involuntarily. Even they couldn't bear the Conqueror's Haki that Doflamingo exploded in a rage state. Just when someone was about to kneel down, Conqueror's Haki finally dispersed. Many cadres breathed a sigh of relief, but saw Doflamingo laugh ferociously. You dare to do it? Damn it. Someone dared to kill my family. How much Doflamingo laughed at the moment represented how much his anger was. He killed his father himself when he was a child, and later killed his younger brother. Doflamingo has no family anymore, so he regards the cadres of the Don Quixote family as his own. Someone killing his family members is touching Doflamingo's bottom line, and he will never tolerate it. Young master, you must avenge Diamanti. That's right, no matter who he is, you can't let him go. Kill him, definitely kill him. Anyone who dares to harm the Don Quixote family will be killed no matter how far he escapes to Cape Tinya. Toribol, Pika, and other cadres all showed murderous looks. Chapter 33, Is It Too Late to Regret Following Captain Pervert? It's been a long time. It has been a long time since Doflamingo became the 7 warlords of the sea, and no one has dared to challenge their majesty. Those who provoked them in the past, as long as they hurt the Don Quixote family, they will be killed by them with the most cruel means. But this time, the murderer actually killed the 2 cadres. Go and find that damn guy. Doflamingo gave the order. I want to see all his information in the shortest possible time. Yes, I will take people there myself. Toribol sniffed back his snot and said. Doflamingo was still worried about sending Toribol, so he dialed a number with a phone bug. Opposite him is the undercover agent he placed inside the Marine and one of the top cadres of the family, Virgo. Because of Virgo, Doflamingo also knows a lot of Marines' internal information like the back of his hand. Querying news through Marine channels is faster than pirate methods. Virgo, Diamanti died in paradise. Find out who killed him as soon as possible. Yes, I understand. The content of the call was very simple, and it was over in a few words. After the call ended, Doflamingo leaned back on the beach chair, his fingers still shaking rapidly. Thin threads invisible to the naked eye were intertwined between his fingers, emitting a cold light. Doflamingo hadn't been this angry in a long time. His murderous intent must be quenched with the murderer's blood. Damn BD, I'll find you soon. Doflamingo, with a distorted and terrifying expression, grabbed his palm, and 5 colored thin threads shot out, cutting a corner of the palace ahead into several pieces. Rumble. In Crescent Island town, a tavern suddenly exploded. More than a dozen pirates were blown away, spitting out blood and covered in cuts and bruises. After falling to the ground and twitching a few times, he soon stopped breathing. A tall pirate came out of the flames, staggered, and almost fell, barely able to stand up with a big knife. He was covered in blood and had multiple burns and barely a patch of intact skin. Why? Why did you attack us? We never provoked you. Tell me why, Lucifer. The tall pirate captain raised his head to the sky and hissed, with a trace of grief and anger in his voice. Behind him, all the crew members are dead. He is the only one left alive in the entire pirate group. As a pirate, isn't it natural to kill each other? Why are there so many? Lucifer's calm voice sounded. He was standing on the roof of a building opposite the tavern. If you insist on an answer, you can only say that I am a little bored and want to have some fun. Bored? Looking for fun? The pirate captain's eyes widened, and the pupils were instantly blood red. What are you kidding? How could my pirate group be destroyed for such a ridiculous reason? I kill you. The pirate captain became even more indignant and suddenly raised the huge machete in his hand. However, in the next second, a laser beam pierced his chest and a ball of fire exploded behind him. With a loud bang, the fireball engulfed him and instantly burned him to ashes. Ding. Host killed the pirate Kiers and got 13,500 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer gained another wave of killing points. Lucifer got a total of 22,500 kill points for killing this Kerr's pirate group. His total kill points came to 62,000. Is it funny? It's not funny. On the roof opposite the tavern, Lucifer retracted his fingers. At the Grand Line, that's reason enough. The Grand Line is known as the graveyard of pirates, where anything can happen. It's normal for some strong people to kill a few pirate groups because they are bored and looking for fun. Take Haki in Shichibukai, he's the one who does this most often. There are hundreds of pirates destroyed by him every year because he is bored to pass the time. He alone wiped out more pirates than the other 6 Shichibukai combined. It can be said that Haki is the model worker in Shichibukai. Behind Lucifer, Cavendish was carrying the unconscious Baby 5, looking at Lucifer's back, and then at the bombed-out tavern. A look of unnaturalness flashed across his face. He still doesn't understand why Lucifer is hunting pirates everywhere. Could it be that he has a grudge against the pirates? But in this way, Lucifer should become a marine. Why should he become a pirate? Being a pirate, but hunting pirates everywhere, looks more like a marine than a marine. No matter how you look at it, it's weird. Scary, the captain is really scary. Why do you like killing pirates so much? Could it be that the captain simply likes to kill? Is he a pervert murderer who likes to kill? Cavendish's face changed, and a trace of fear suddenly appeared in his heart. He felt that he was on the wrong boat. What should I do if I follow a pervert murderer captain? I regret it. Is it too late to escape now? Cavendish yelled in his heart, his face constantly changing, turning green, red, white, and green. At this moment, Lucifer's voice suddenly sounded. Hey, what are you thinking? It's time to go and find the next target. Lucifer's voice made Cavendish wake up instantly, and at the same time, he was more sure that his captain was a pervert who liked to kill. Okay, Captain, I'll be right there. Cavendish responded with a trembling voice, hastening to follow behind Lucifer. Chapter 34, Don't even think about leaving alive. Cavendish didn't dare to get too close, but he didn't dare to stay too far either. No problem. Although the captain is a pervert and likes to kill people, but I am his crew, he should not be perverted enough to attack the crew. I'm safe for now. Cavendish comforted himself like this in his heart. If Lucifer knew what Cavendish was thinking, he would definitely beat him up. This unlucky thing has a big brain hole, and any outrageous ideas can come up. Rather than saying that Lucifer is a pervert murderer, it is better to say that Cavendish's second gay Hakuba is. As a personality who only likes to kill, Hakuba's killing intent is the purest. No one can compare with it. Half an hour later, a villa in the small town of Crescent Island was blown up. It was originally the home of a wealthy businessman in the town, but it was occupied by a group of pirates. With the collapse of the villa, another pirate group perished in the hands of Lucifer. Ding. Host killed the pirate Mondor and got 15,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 1,700 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 1,300 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 800 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirate soldiers. A series of system prompts sounded, and the total number of Lucifer's kill points reached 90,000. Boom! 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 Throughout the day, there would be a loud explosion from time to time in the small town of Crescent Island, and billows of smoke would rise into the sky. Those who didn't know thought it was the pirates who were fighting, but in fact it was Lucifer who was killing. Every explosion represents the demise of a pirate group. In this way, the time came to the evening, and the killing finally subsided temporarily. On this day, Lucifer killed a total of 6 pirate groups, including Diamanti at the beginning, and hunted a total of 7 prey. Properties panel. Host, Lucifer age, 23 Devil Fruit. Word Spirit Fruit Physique. Hell Demon Armament Haki. Advanced Observation Haki. Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Advanced Kill Points, 148,000 after a day of killing. Lucifer's harvest is also very huge, and the total number of killing points has reached 148,000. This is still the first day, and there are still many pirate groups on the island. If all of them are wiped out, breaking through 200,000 killing points is very easy. On a roof in the port of Crescent Island, Lucifer stood with his hands behind his back and opened the system store. System, by Armament Haki External Release Skills. Ding! Armament Haki's external skill was purchased successfully. 100,000 kill points were deducted, and the remaining kill points are 48,000. A surge of energy surged, and a flash of memory instantly filled Lucifer's mind. After the memory fusion is completed, Lucifer has an extra skill out of thin air, which can be used naturally. Boom! Lucifer raised his palm, and a wall in front of him was smashed into pieces. This is the release of Armament Haki, which is somewhat similar to the release of true energy in martial arts novels. After Armament Haki is separated from the body, it can directly evolve into substantial attack or defense power. It can launch a powerful impact to fly away the enemy, and can also form a protective wall, and even defend against invisible attacks. This can only be achieved if Armament Haki has cultivated to a certain level, coupled with penance skills. With the help of the system, Lucifer mastered it in an instant. There are many ways to use Armament Haki. In addition to external release, there is also internal destruction, and the price is also 100,000 killing points. I now have 48,000 killing points, and I will be able to save enough soon. Lucifer looked at the town under his feet, and he sensed the breath of pirates inside. To Lucifer, these are leeks that are ripe and ready to be harvested. At the same time, Lucifer's massacres during the day finally aroused the fear of many pirate groups on the island. These pirate groups were terrified and wanted to work together to get rid of Lucifer. All of a sudden, many pirate captains privately discussed forming an alliance and huddled together to keep warm. Of course, in addition to the pirates who want to destroy Lucifer, there are also pirates who choose to escape because of fear of Lucifer's strength. Some pirates thought that since they couldn't find the treasure after searching for so long, they might as well leave directly, and there was no need to stay and fight Lucifer. After all, the strength of the demon Lucifer is really strong. Under the dark night, a pirate ship set sail from the port and headed for the boundless sea. A pirate captain stood at the bow of the ship, looking at the fire on the rear island, showing a hint of sarcasm. You guys just stay and fight that monster. Lousy will go first. That monster Lucifer is not so easy to deal with. Lousy will not be left to be buried with you. Ha 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 ha. The pirate captain admired his wise decision and couldn't help laughing. However, at this moment, a golden laser beam suddenly shot out from the island. Before the pirate captain could react, the laser had already hit the pirate ship under his feet. With a loud bang, the entire pirate ship exploded and was engulfed by the fireball. Amidst the flames, the pirate captain showed horror and distorted expression, looking at the small island behind with deep regret in his eyes. He regretted coming to Crescent Island to join in the fun. If he didn't come, he wouldn't have died. At the last moment before his death, the pirate captain finally understood that Lucifer had no intention of letting the pirates on the island leave the island alive. Chapter 35 1 against 10,000. Everyone must die. The last consciousness dissipated, and the body of the pirate captain was burned to ashes by the flames, leaving no bones left. Ding. Host killed the pirate Kazik and got 5,000 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 400 killing points. Ding. Host kills pirate soldiers and gets 600 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 300 killing points. Lucifer stood on the roof, withdrew his fingers, and the system's prompts kept ringing in his head. The kill points kept rising and eventually stopped at 56,000. All members of this pirate group are miscellaneous fish, and a total of one piece does not exceed 8,000 killing points. Tonight, Lucifer has been staying in the port. Observation Haki has been turned on. Any pirates who try to escape from Crescent Island will be spotted by him immediately. Under Lucifer's close monitoring, no pirate could leave safely. The big explosion at sea naturally attracted the attention of many pirates, and they all understood Lucifer's plan. Now, if we don't join hands, we will join forces. Lucifer clearly wants to kill all the pirates on the island. If they don't want to die, they can only join forces to kill Lucifer. Live or die. They have nowhere to go. Damn guy, fight him. There are only two of them. We have so many people. If you don't believe me, you can't kill him. That's right. Any one of us could have drowned him by spitting. If he doesn't want us to live, he shouldn't think about it either. Kill Lucifer. Kill him. The pirates on the island turned into furious mad dogs, exuding killing intent and malice. These murderous intentions and malice appeared from all over the town, and then gathered together, rushing towards the coastal port. In the eyes of Lucifer, who turned on observation Haki, these auras are clearly visible, and they are all locked by him one by one. With the riot of the pirates, the town was on fire for a while, and the shouts of killing resounded throughout the entire Crescent Island. Hey, isn't this number too much? Behind Lucifer, Cavendish panicked. After all, the number of pirates who wanted to kill them had exceeded 10,000, and he was afraid even thinking about it. The current Cavendish is still too immature, and he has not yet had the courage to fight against 10,000. But it might be different if it was changed to Hakoba. The murderer would only be more excited. If you are afraid, step back first. The boat is at the port. Take baby 5 and wait for me on the boat. Lucifer said calmly. The seriously injured baby 5 has been in a coma for a day, and he still hasn't woken up. Can you do it alone? Shall we retreat first? There's no need to fight them to the death. Cavendish couldn't help but said. Lucifer just smiled calmly. If you talk nonsense, you won't be able to leave. Thousands of pirates approached quickly, and an astonishing murderous aura rushed towards them. Boom! There was a gunshot, and a bullet flew past Cavendish's cheek. Cavendish's face changed, and he said quickly, "Then I'll go first." After speaking, Cavendish turned into a black shadow and shot into the distance. He couldn't help looking back at Lucifer's back, and he became more and more sure that his captain was an extremely bloodthirsty pervert killer. Otherwise, who would be so bored, fighting with tens of thousands of pirates for no reason? Even if it is Marine, there are not many people who fight like this, right? Oh, no. What am I worried about? Cavendish was taken aback suddenly. I was forced to join by him. Why worry about him? If he dies, won't this sun be free? With hindsight, Cavendish realized that he didn't know when he really took Lucifer as the captain. Obviously, they only knew each other for a day, so they didn't have any friendship at all. Does this guy have such a great personality? Cavendish took a deep look at Lucifer's back, a bit puzzled. In fact, this is another attribute of the owner of Conqueror's Haki, charisma. The powerhouse who can awaken Conqueror's Haki is 1 in a million, so they all have very strong charisma. This kind of charm can attract the strong, make some powerful people unknowingly develop a good impression, and finally surrender allegiance. Therefore, Conqueror's Haki awakeners can often become big shots, and there are countless powerful people following behind them. Lucifer has this charisma in him. Cavendish joined at first out of desperation, fearing that Lucifer would kill him. But he was also unknowingly infected by Lucifer's charisma, and naturally regarded Lucifer as the captain. On the other side, on the roof of a high-rise building, Lucifer looked at the tens of thousands of pirates who had killed them, and smiled evilly. Kill Lucifer. Kill him, and chop him to pieces. Come on! The sound of killing was getting closer and closer, and countless pirates fired at the same time, and the bullets hit Lucifer like a torrential rain. Lucifer waved his hand and lowered it lightly. The wall of vacuum. A transparent, invisible wall appeared, blocking all incoming bullets. Let's go back. As soon as the voice fell, all the bullets fired returned. A group of pirates in the front row were shot, and a large piece fell down at the same time like mowing grass. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 300 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 200 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 400 killing points. The system beeped continuously, and Lucifer had already shot again. Lightsaber Bachi Kion Goyu. Countless golden lightsabers appeared around Lucifer, filling the entire sky in an instant. Chapter 36 Demon Lucifer. Bloodbath on Crescent Island. The lightsaber shot out, like countless golden meteors falling. What meteors bring is beauty, but what golden lightsaber brings is deadly killing intent. The lightsaber fell into the pirate army and immediately caused a violent explosion. Boom, 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 boom. The sound of explosions continued continuously, and one after another fireballs exploded in the pirate army. Countless pirates screamed and wailed. There were even more pirates who were engulfed in the sea of flames before they could even scream. Lucifer is suspended in the sky, and the surrounding lightsabers are constantly being generated and shot out, as if endless. The entire town under his feet is within his bombing range. In terms of firepower, tens of thousands of pirates combined cannot compare to him alone. And along with the killing, the system's prompt sound kept ringing in Lucifer's mind, nonstop. In fact, Lucifer could use Conqueror's Haki to stun some weak, miscellaneous soldiers first, but that was too troublesome, so Lucifer chose to do it directly. Damn, brat, I'll deal with you. Suddenly, a shirtless blonde man jumped onto the roof and slashed a huge vacuum slash at Lucifer. This is a pirate captain whose strength has reached the level of Iron Slayer swordsman. Lucifer scattered the slash with a punch, then raised his hand and pointed, and a golden lightsaber pierced his chest in an instant. The lightsaber then explodes, blowing it apart. Ding. Host killed the pirate Fanny Cross and got 19,000 killing points. Worth 19,000 kill points, this guy's bounty should be close to 200 million. Placed in the first half of the Grand Line, it could be regarded as an overlord. However, in front of Lucifer, he couldn't bear even one move. Seeing a pirate captain being easily killed by Lucifer, the surviving pirates were all terrified. And as the lightsaber continued to fall, more pirates died. Many pirate captains couldn't even fight back. Like some pirates, they were directly blown to pieces by lightsabers. Under Lucifer's attack, the pirate captain is no different from his subordinates. Devil, this guy is a devil. Run. We are no match for this demon. He's going to kill us all. Why is such a strong monster staring at us? Isn't he also a pirate? Why did he attack us? Countless pirates were howling miserably and then fled in all directions. The battle has just begun and it has already been declared over. Lucifer is too strong, making these pirates realize that even if they go together, they have no chance of winning. If they don't want to die now, they can only run away. However, Lucifer's firepower covered almost the entire town, and the speed of the lightsaber was so fast that they had no way to escape, and there was no time to escape. Immediately, some pirates began to beg for mercy. Let me go. I can be your subordinate. I would like to join your pirate team. Forgive me. Please spare my life. Stop it. Damn Lucifer. You're going to die too. Come and kill this monster. You're going to hell? Countless pirates ran and begged for mercy, but Lucifer was unmoved. Seeing that Lucifer didn't plan to stop, the pirates started cursing and cursing Lucifer. Vicious words came and went, but were quickly overshadowed by explosions. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, expressionless, still manipulating the lightsaber to harvest the lives of pirates in the town. In the world, there is only one fruit of words. No matter how hard these people scolded, it would not be lethal to him. Lucifer just ignored it. The lightsaber bombardment lasted for half an hour, and as the last wave of lightsabers fell, Lucifer finally stopped attacking. Endless gunpowder smoke filled the air and rose into the sky. The entire town has been engulfed in a sea of flames, almost razed to the ground, and there is no longer a single intact building. As far as the eye can see, there are stumps and broken arms all over the body, and no living people can be seen at all. Lucifer swiped with the observation Haki to make sure there were no more survivors underfoot. More than 10,000 pirates have all died. The bloody massacre finally came to an end. 10,000 people sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much in the world of pirates. In the original book, Hawkeye was too bored to chase and kill the Creek pirates, killing 5,000 people with one sword. A Creek pirate group has 5,000 people, and Lucifer has now bloodbathed more than a dozen pirate groups, only more than 10,000 people, which is very small in comparison. After all, the pirate group of Grand Line is not like the Four Seas. The captain will not recruit so many miscellaneous soldiers. There are very few existences like the Creek pirates. After all, that kind of pirate group is actually useless except for having more people. No matter how many trash fish there are, they're still trash fish after all. It's really tiring. In midair, Lucifer let out a long breath. The lightsaber attacked continuously for half an hour, consuming a lot of Lucifer's energy. Recover. Lucifer said something softly. The moment the voice sounded, a black light suddenly appeared, covering Lucifer's whole body. A second later, the black light disappeared, and Lucifer's lost physical strength was fully replenished, and he returned to his peak state. The fruit of the spirit of speech can turn what is said into reality. Lucifer cannot directly affect the enemy's body, but it can affect his own body. Chapter 37, Surpassing Kaido's immortal body. Lucifer cannot directly affect the enemy's body, but it can affect his own body. With this ability, no matter how seriously injured Lucifer is, as long as he does not die, he can heal instantly. That said, Lucifer can always be at his peak. Physical strength, stamina, self-healing ability. Everything. Lucifer just needs to talk. Kaido possesses immortality and heals quickly from injuries. But compared to Lucifer, he is still far behind. Lucifer's only heart is the key. Even if he blows his head, he won't die. Coupled with the regular self-healing ability of the word spirit fruit, he is truly immortal. System. Open the Properties panel. Properties panel. Host, Lucifer age, 23 Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique. Hell demon armament Haki. Advanced observation Haki. Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Advanced kill points. 189,000 before the war. Lucifer's kill point was 56,000. Now it is 189,000. In other words, in this battle, Lucifer gained a total of 133,000 kill points, more than doubled. Close the system panel, and Lucifer opens the system store. System. By Armament Haki Internal Destruction Skills. Ding. Armament Haki's internal destruction skills have been purchased successfully. 100,000 kill points have been deducted, and the remaining kill points are 89,000. A surge of energy surged, and another burst of memory filled Lucifer's mind. After merging the memory, Lucifer learned another way to use Armament Haki. If Armament Haki's external release is a frontal attack, then Armament Haki's internal destruction is an in-depth assassination. On the basis of hardening, entanglement, and release, Armament Haki penetrates the enemy's external defenses and penetrates into the body, directly causing damage to the enemy's interior. The strong can use Armament Haki for defense outside the body, but not the internal organs. Once the Armament Haki explodes inside the body, it will explode with the most terrifying power. One unit of Armament Haki can exert the lethality of 10 units. Faced with this kind of attack, one can only resist with a strong body, such as Kaido's immortal body or Lucifer's demon physique. Some of the top players on the Grand Line, experienced Haki users, mostly use these two techniques. Because of this, they are absolutely overwhelmingly powerful. Taking one last look at the properties panel, Lucifer shut down the system and turned to leave. Call out. Ripples appeared in the air, and a black shadow disappeared in the sky, shooting towards the sea. Soon, Lucifer saw a conspicuous pirate ship. Cavendish was standing on the deck looking around, not knowing what he was looking for. Call! A gust of wind blows, and Lucifer appears on the deck of the pirate ship. Hey, what are you looking at? The sudden sound startled Cavendish. Boat, Captain, come back. Cavendish's mouth twitched, not knowing whether to be happy or sad. Happily, the captain of his family came back unscathed in the face of the siege of thousands of people. This proves that the captain of his family is very strong, very strong. If you follow him, you will definitely have a bright future, and you will definitely become famous all over the world in the future. At that time, I will definitely be sought after by more beautiful girls. The sad thing is that he is doomed to be unable to disembark, so he can only follow his murderer captain all the way to the dark. Captain, how was the result of the battle? Cavendish couldn't help asking. Before he was on the boat, he saw the scene of the battle on Crescent Island with his own eyes. The countless golden lightsabers fell like a torrential rain of lightsabers. The magnificent battle scene and the extremely terrifying battle storm made Cavendish dumbfounded and unforgettable. He never thought that someone could be so powerful. Cavendish also had to admit what Lucifer said. He was weak, very weak, pitifully weak. Of course I won, Lucifer said flatly. The pirate? Of course they're all dead. After speaking, Lucifer turned and walked into the cabin. Cavendish's face was dull, and a gust of sea breeze blew by, making him shiver involuntarily. Dead! More than 10,000 pirates are all dead. I have known for a long time that my captain is very murderous, but tonight's killing made Cavendish understand what this murderous concept is. Slaughtering tens of thousands of people at a single disagreement. There are not many monsters like this in the entire Grand Line. It seems that it is impossible for my son to want to be free. Cavendish smiled bitterly. From this moment on, Cavendish surrendered completely. In the pirate cabin, Lucifer was sitting on the bed with 4 devil fruits in front of him. These 4 devil fruits are all recovered by Lucifer, namely Black Panther fruit, cutting fruit, flying fruit, and Zhuan fruit. Lucifer can get killing points by recycling devil fruit. A Black Panther fruit is worth 30,000 killing points, and the price is very good. The Black Leopard fruit and cutting fruit are good, so keep them for now. As for the fluttering fruit and Zhuan fruit, they will be recycled directly. The abilities of the last 2 fruits are really not very powerful, let alone the Zhuan fruit. They can only create a real-life helicopter, which can be used as a means of transportation. Floating fruit doesn't have a strong attack power either. The development requires talent, and the process is very long. Subsequently, Lucifer turned on the system. System: recover floating fruit and Zhuanzhuan fruit. After the voice fell, the floating fruit and the Zhuanzhuan fruit disappeared at the same time. Ding successfully recovered the fluttering fruit and the turning fruit and got 15,000 killing points. 2 devil fruits give Lucifer 15,000 kill points, which is just SOSO. Chapter 38: The second crew member. The exclusive made Baby 5 properties panel. Host: Lucifer. Age: 23. Devil fruit. Word: spirit fruit. Physique: Hell demon armament Haki. Advanced observation Haki. Advanced conquerors Haki. Advanced kill points 104000. Finally, Lucifer's kill point once again broke through the 100,000 mark. It's a pity that there are not many opportunities to search for killing spots like this. This time, it was because of Captain John's treasure that attracted a large number of pirates, and Lucifer was able to catch them all. If you look for them one by one, I don't know how much time it will take. The sea is vast, and it is still very difficult to find a valuable prey. And the most important thing is time-consuming. How many times have you come to fish and enforce the law? Lucifer had a whim. What pirates want most is treasure, and what Lucifer needs most is money. He has the spiritual fruit of words, and he can easily create a golden mountain. Using Jinshan as bait, those pirates will naturally fall into the trap obediently. Well, yes, that's a good idea. I really am a genius. Lucifer nodded secretly, admiring his intelligence very much. Under the dark night, the pirate ship slowly left the port of Crescent Island and sailed towards the endless Wanyang Sea ahead. Time passed. An array of rising sun shot out from the sea level, piercing the darkness. Lucifer woke up from his sleep and went to the deck to enjoy the sea breeze. Cavendish got up earlier than him and had already caught a small sea kings from the sea for breakfast. Hey, good morning, Captain. Breakfast will be ready soon. Cavendish saw Lucifer and quickly got up to say hello. Facing such a powerful captain, Cavendish was under a lot of pressure. Is the maid still awake? Lucifer sat down and asked. Not yet, but it should be soon. Cavendish glanced at the deck. Although Baby 5 is still awake, he is not in a coma, but asleep. Breathing became more and more steady. Last night, Baby 5 just lay on the deck all night. On the deck, Baby 5's eyelashes moved and slowly opened his eyes. The first thing I saw was the blue sky, and a few seagulls flew by, leaving behind a few tweets. Oh, are you finally awake? Cavendish suddenly appeared next to Baby 5, which surprised Baby 5. Who are you guys? Baby 5's expression changed, and he jumped up from the deck suddenly. But suddenly, she felt a pain in her chest and half knelt on the deck. A few drops of cold sweat flowed down his face, contorted by pain. At this time, Baby 5 finally remembered that they were defeated. That young fair-faced girl just waved her hand lightly, and she lost consciousness. She was so powerful and terrifying. What is this place? Where am I? Baby 5 was stunned suddenly because she saw a person. That person is the monster who defeated them in memory. Why are you here? Where's Master Diamanti? Where's Buffalo? Where are they? Baby 5 turned pale with fright, sat down on the deck, kicked his feet, and crawled backwards. In her eyes, Lucifer was simply a monster, and she dared not approach him in the slightest. They are all dead, and you are the only one left alive. Lucifer said with a smile. If you want to find them, I can also give you a ride. Dead? Impossible. Lord Diamanti is very strong. How could he die? You must be lying to me. While talking, Baby 5's voice suddenly stopped because she discovered that at the moment they were riding on the pirate ship of the Don Quixote family. The boat was empty, not a single Don Quixote family pirate in sight. Even the pirate ship was robbed, and the fate of Diamanti and Buffalo can be imagined. BD, you killed them. Baby 5 rushed towards Lucifer suddenly. His hands turned into machetes and slashed at his head. Clang! A cloud of sparks flew. Baby 5's move was blocked by Cavendish. Hey, maid, don't be impulsive. It's scary for the captain to be angry. Cavendish swung his sword to force Baby 5 back, and at the same time kicked him flying. Baby 5 smashed its head against the cabin wall and spewed out another mouthful of blood. BD, you dare to kill my companion? I won't let you go. There is also the young master. The young master will not let you go. Baby 5 hissed and roared, tears streaming from his eyes. Really? But I think you will obey my orders soon, Lucifer said with a slight smile. Stop joking, BD. How could I obey your orders? Baby 5 yelled. Maid, can you pour me a glass of red wine? I need you very much. Okay, I'll be right there. Baby 5 quickly ran to the dining table, poured a glass of red wine for Lucifer, blushing. I'm needed. The sudden scene made Cavendish's eyes widen. He was stunned, and he didn't know how to complain. A second ago, you were still shouting and screaming, and you were going to fight the captain desperately. What are you doing now? Bring tea and water to Lucifer. Be his maid. Are you originally this kind of persona? Cavendish yelled frantically in his heart. Suddenly, Baby 5 was taken aback, and the rosiness on his face instantly faded, turning into a look of anger. Are you kidding? Who wants to be your maid? As he spoke, his arm turned into a machete again and slashed at Lucifer's neck. Chapter 39. Kizaru, who works overtime 24 hours a day, clang. A cloud of sparks flew. The scimitar was blocked an inch away from Lucifer, and a transparent shield appeared around Lucifer's neck. No matter how hard Baby 5 tried, the machete couldn't move forward a single point. Don't be impulsive, maid. Calm down, and then cut me a piece of barbecue. Lucifer didn't change his face, still maintaining a sunny smile. As soon as the words fell, Baby 5 changed his face again, obediently went to cut the barbecue. Afterwards, Baby 5 showed what is the face-changing stunt. She can constantly switch between rage and shyness, and the transition between the two is not hindered. Cavendish was stunned and finally understood why Lucifer wanted to keep Baby 5. It turned out that she was such an easy-to-solve person, as long as she said a word. It can be said that to deal with Baby 5, you don't need the fruit of speech. Anyone's mouth can play a role. Okay, from today onwards, you will be the maid of the Nether Pirates. After dinner, Lucifer gave the captain's order. Don't be silly. I'm from Don Quixote family. I won't join your pirate group. Besides, the young master will find you soon, and by then, you will be dead. Baby 5 didn't shoot Lucifer again. She knew that the gap between herself and this man was too big to kill him. She can only hope now that the young master will find her as soon as possible and kill Lucifer to avenge Diamante and the others. Who knows what will happen in the future? I said you are my maid, and you are. Now, I need you to be my maid. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Halfway through speaking, Baby 5's face became stiff because she really agreed. She really wanted to slap herself. Why couldn't she refuse others? Ha 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 ha. You're really interesting. Lucifer felt that it was a wise decision for him to let Baby 5 on board. Although she is not strong in battle, as a maid, she is undoubtedly the most suitable candidate. Cavendish, set sail and go to the next destination. Lucifer put down his glass and gave the captain's order. Where is the next destination? Mogu Town. Find another partner. On the shore of Crescent Island, 3 marine warships docked on the shore, and a team of marines landed and entered the center of the island. What appeared before them was ruins, and everything in the town was consumed by flames. Some charred wood was still emitting black smoke, and the island was filled with a disgusting smell of blood. Kizaru Admiral searched. The entire Crescent Island was almost destroyed. No trace of pirates were found. They should be dead. A Marine colonel came up behind Kizaru and reported respectfully. Well, it's really terrible. Did you destroy a small island? Kizaru poked his mouth up. His face still had that wretched expression. Can you judge how many pirates died? I can't make an accurate judgment on this, but it is roughly estimated that there are at least tens of thousands of people. Colonel Marine said in a deep voice. Tens of thousands of people? It seems that we are one step late. Kizaru turned his head to look at the sea in the distance, and there was a trace of heaviness in his eyes. This time he led a team to chase Lucifer out to sea and came to Crescent Island according to the clues, but it was a step too late. Lucifer is gone, leaving Marine with a ruined and dilapidated town. The town was almost razed to the ground, with traces of flames everywhere and countless huge potholes. Kizaru recognized at a glance that it was the crater left by the flash explosion, proving that the murderer was Lucifer. After seeing the remains of the battlefield with his own eyes, Kizaru is 100% sure that Lucifer's flash power is not weaker than him. Although I don't know how Haki's cultivation is, but Lucifer is already a super-strength big pirate, which is unmatched by non-marine admiral. Send back the news here. Let the various marine branches closely track down Lucifer's tracks. At the same time, convey the old man's suggestion to let naval headquarters increase Lucifer's bounty. Kizaru's expression was rarely serious. Yes, Lord Admiral. Colonel Marine saluted respectfully and immediately dialed the phone bug. But when the colonel was on the phone, Kizaru returned to his usual lewd expression. It's really troublesome. This kid has already gone far away. In order to catch him, the old man's vacation must be ruined again. And I don't know if I can catch him. If I can't catch him all the time, wouldn't this old man have to work overtime every day? Stingy Sengoku, I didn't pay the old man overtime for overtime work. When I go back next time, I must ask him to give the old man a raise. Otherwise, I'd better resign. I really envy Vice Admiral Garp. They fish every day without working, and their salary is so high. If I knew I had to work 24 hours overtime, I shouldn't have agreed to be promoted to admiral. Kizaru stared blankly at the sea in the distance. His heart was constantly fluctuating, but in the eyes of the marine soldiers next to him, Kizaru Admiral looked like he was chasing pirates. The eyes are unshakable, so firm and unwavering. At the moment, many marine soldiers secretly made up their minds that they must learn from Admiral Kizaru, learn from his attitude, and work overtime to catch pirates like him, 24 hours a day without rest. Chapter 40 Doflamingo strikes after receiving the news from Crescent Island. Naval headquarters also took action immediately. Still Crane Vice Admiral is in charge of making Lucifer's latest bounty. At the same time, news of Lucifer's destruction of Crescent Island spread within Marine, and Virgo, an undercover agent, notified Doflamingo of the news immediately. Hey Joker, that's the way it is. Yes, Marine has confirmed that Lucifer destroyed Crescent Island, and none of the tens of thousands of pirates on the island survived. Kizaru made his own judgment and said that Lucifer's strength is very strong, and Marine Admiral is unmatched. You should be more careful. Okay, that's it, I'll pay attention. The call was very short, and Virgo cut off the call immediately after the news was conveyed. As an undercover agent, he must be cautious. If there is even a trace of leakage, he will be surrounded by countless marine powerhouses in an instant, and then he will die without a whole body. On the other side, Dressrosa. Doflamingo, who ended the call, suddenly crushed the phone bug in his hand. Lucifer, it really is this arrogant brat. After Diamante's death, Doflamingo had guessed the identity of the murderer. There are not many strong players in the first half of the Grand Line, and there are very few people who can kill Diamante. Marine will not make a move. After all, Diamante is Shichibukai's subordinate. There are not many pirates who dare to attack Diamante, and his reputation is still very useful. Apart from these, there are only newcomers left. Only rookies can be so bold and fearless. Every year, there will be a few newcomers with backbone who are not afraid of the sky and the earth, and go to sea just to become the One Piece. They don't even look down on Whitebeard, let alone a Shichibukai. Among the rookies who debuted this year, Lucifer is the most famous and has the most terrifying record. Doflamingo's first suspicion is Lucifer. Now with Virgo's confirmation, he finally confirmed his guess. Hey, I'm really underestimated. Do you want to challenge me? Demon Lucifer. How arrogant. Several flashes of cold light flashed, and Lucifer's reward order was cut into pieces. With a loud bang, the windows of the palace collapsed along with the walls. Doflamingo jumped out of the gap, turning into a pink figure and flying into the sky. Damn kid, I'm coming to you right now. Under the vast blue sky, Doflamingo's expression twisted, and his grinning face became even more terrifying. On the endless sea, a pirate ship is slowly driving on the sea. The pirate ship is very large and extremely luxuriously decorated, dotted with gems and gold. The symbol on the sails and banner is a hideous laughing demon with two huge demon wings behind it. This is the pirate ship Lucifer built with his ability, named Nether. Now that he has established his own pirate group, naturally, he can no longer use the stolen ships. With the sailing of the Nether, Lucifer's Nether pirates officially announced to go to sea. On the deck, Lucifer lay leisurely on a beach chair, wearing a pair of sunglasses to block the sun. Beside, Cavendish is exercising. He's carrying a huge barbell and doing push-ups. Since being hit by Lucifer, Cavendish has been working out and getting stronger. Lucifer was not stingy either, and taught him the cultivation methods of observation Haki and armament Haki. Cavendish's aptitude is not weak, and it won't be long before he can successfully awaken the two-color Haki. "Hey, maid, I'm out of juice. Go get me another glass," Lucifer yelled, holding an empty glass. "Who's your maid? Be polite, BD. I didn't agree to be your crew member." Baby 5 stood aside, smoking a cigarette with a cold attitude. But he didn't hold on for a second, and obediently went to pour juice for Lucifer. The mouth says no, but the body is very honest. Cuckoo, cluck. Suddenly, a news bird fell from the sky and landed on the table in front of Lucifer. Neck tilted, eyes fixed on Lucifer. "Get a newspaper." Lucifer flicked his fingers, and a gold coin shot into the purse on Newsbird's chest. Then Newsbird took out a newspaper and handed it to Lucifer. Open the newspaper. The headlines on the front page have a big news that shocked the whole world. The Red Hair Pirates have defeated the Henry Pirates and are about to ascend to the throne. The newspaper printed a huge photo of Shanks the Redhead. As a big pirate who is famous all over the world, almost everyone knows this face. The King's War in New World is coming to an end. A group of powerful big pirates fought fiercely for the last king's throne. The Red Hair Pirates, led by Shanks, defeated many strong competitors. Even the famous Henry Pirates were defeated by him. Today, the Red Hair Pirates are the closest thing to the Emperor, and the red-haired Shanks are also the most popular candidates for the 4 emperors. Many people think that the Red Hair will inevitably become the final winner. Before long, he will be able to sit on an equal footing with Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom, and become the real 4 emperors, ruling the new world. Chapter 41. A bounty of 330 million is offered to kill someone with a borrowed knife. It's really fast. Lucifer smiled slightly. For this news, Lucifer had expected it a long time ago. If there is no accident, the final winner should be the Redhead. But these are none of his business. Lucifer is still fishing in the first half of the Grand Line, and he has no contact with the 4 emperors of New World for the time being. Opening another page of the newspaper, a reward order suddenly fell out. Oh, has the new reward order finally come out? The photo on this bounty is clearly Lucifer, and the bounty has been updated. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 330 million Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Lucifer's bounty has increased by 100 million, and at the same time, his deeds of destroying Crescent Island and massacring tens of thousands of pirates have also been exposed. The purpose of Marines doing this is obvious. That is, to borrow a knife to kill someone. Lucifer killed so many pirates, it will definitely arouse the extreme hatred of the pirates. Those powerful pirates will come to target Lucifer after seeing the reward and deeds. With the pirates carrying the firepower in front, Marine can sit back and reap the benefits. Sengoku is Sengoku, and the resourceful general lives up to its name. Inside Marine, only Sengoku can do this kind of thing. Sometimes soft knives are the deadliest. Sengoku has been a Marine Marshal for decades, and he is proficient in this kind of borrowed knife killing. Hey, why is there no reward order from my uncle? Cavendish came up behind Lucifer and complained. You are not a pirate. How could there be a reward order? Cavendish's joining Lucifer's command has not been exposed, so his apparent identity is still the prince of Rommel's kingdom. Because of his status as a prince, even though Cavendish killed many people due to murderous sleepwalking, he was still not wanted by Marine. In the original book, Cavendish was expelled by his own country and then went to sea to become a pirate, and then he was offered a reward. Now that Lucifer recruits Cavendish, it just makes Cavendish a pirate in advance. Just wait, with your strength, it won't be long before you will be offered a reward by Marine. Cavendish's reputation was not weak, and now he has joined the Nether Pirates. Combining Lucifer's name and Cavendish's own strength, Marine will soon issue a reward order. Boom, boom, boom. Boom! At this moment, a burst of artillery fire came from a distance. Lucifer looked up, and a small island appeared in the sea ahead. The shells were fired from the island, and a pirate ship approaching the island was blown up in half. The ship was burning with flames and was crumbling, ready to sink at any moment. As the pirate ship ran aground, several small boats came out from the island, and a group of pirates rushed to the pirate ship and began to burn, kill, and loot. Fierce shouts and arrogant laughter sounded from the merchant ship, one after another, for a long time. Hey, what kind of island is this? Is it so chaotic? He actually robbed the passing pirate ship? Cavendish stood on the side of the ship, staring forward with wide eyes, shocked. He has seen many pirates robbing merchant ships, but it is rare to see pirates robbing pirates. This is Magic Valley Town, also known as a small town where pirates gather. The island is full of pirates, and there is no law at all. Lucifer looked at the small island ahead and said calmly, "This is Magic Valley Town? Is there a companion we are looking for?" Cavendish was a little surprised. He knew that the destination of this trip was Magic Valley Town, but he didn't expect Magic Valley Town to be so chaotic. For outsiders who want to land in Magic Valley Town, even getting to the shore is a big problem. Pirates who are not strong enough have already died in the sea before reaching the shore. The person I'm looking for is not on the island, but in the sky. Lucifer looked up at the sky, where thick white clouds drifted across the sky. There was nothing there, but Lucifer knew there were islands suspended in the clouds. In the Sky Island? Cavendish had apparently also heard the legend of Sky Island. Isn't that a lie? Everything about the Golden Township is fake. Captain, you don't really believe it, do you? Cavendish wanted to laugh, but seeing Lucifer's serious expression, he didn't dare to laugh out loud. He was sure that if he dared to laugh, he would be thrown into the sea immediately. The reason why legends exist must have a reason for their existence. People in the world are ignorant, and when they can't find the land of gold, they think it's a lie, but it's just incompetence. Let's go up and have a look. Lucifer waved his hand. Let's take off. As soon as the voice fell, the nether under the feet immediately left the sea and slowly flew into the sky. The nether was getting faster and faster, and in the blink of an eye, it flew up to 1,000-meter altitude. As the nether flew higher and higher, the air gradually became thinner. Both Cavendish and Baby 5 had symptoms of hypoxia, shortness of breath, and red eyes. It took about 5 minutes for the nether to reach an altitude of 10,000 meters. Looking down here, you can only see thick clouds, and the sea has disappeared. Hey, this is exciting too. Cavendish was excited. Stupid. What's the excitement? You'll die if you fall. Baby 5 was different. She was very frightened, trembling with fright, holding onto the mast tightly and not daring to let go. Chapter 42, Arrogant God. Poor weak chicken. Don't worry. With me here, no one can die. Lucifer smiled calmly, and then turned on observation Haki to find the location of Sky Island hidden in the clouds. Soon, Lucifer sensed that there was a lot of life in the clouds ahead. Found it. The nether broke through the sky, piercing through the white clouds. Finally, a huge island appeared in the eyes of the three. Hey, this is too spectacular. Ah, yes, it's incredible. It's a miracle. The island is actually above the clouds. Cavendish and Baby 5 were stunned by the sight in front of them. The power of nature is sometimes so great that it can do things that humans can't imagine. Captain, now that we have arrived at Sky Island, can't we find the land of gold? How much treasure is there in the legendary Golden City? Cavendish's eyes were shining, and Baby 5 couldn't keep calm. I'm not interested in treasure or something. If you want it, you can find it yourself. I'm in Sky Island just looking for an arrogant guy. Lucifer controls the nether and heads for Appiato, the island of gods. This time period, Enel should have become the god of Sky Island. And with his special observation Haki, they should have spotted their intrusion. Rumble! Suddenly, there was thunder in the sky, and a bolt of lightning flashed across the sky, as if torn apart the sky. Oh, is it going to rain? Cavendish looked up at the sky, but found that there were no dark clouds above his head, and it was daytime drought and thunder just now. Lucifer kept looking ahead and said calmly, "Here we are." As soon as the words fell, a bolt of lightning fell from the sky. A man with a golden stick and a thunder drum on his back appeared on the bow of the Nether. It appeared. Is it an enemy? Still capable? Both Cavendish and Baby 5 were on alert instantly, as if facing a formidable enemy. Enel's appearance is very cool, accompanied by thunder and lightning. With just one glance, one can tell that his ability is not simple, and his strength is definitely very strong. Yahaha, are you from King Hai? Can actually control the pirate ship to fly in the sky. It seems that he is also a capable person. Enel took an apple and ate it. Even though Cavendish and Baby 5 pointed their weapons at him, he still looked calm. The calmer he is, the stronger he is. Mortals from King Hai, I can give you a chance to become God's servants. Only in this way can you survive here. Enel stood up with a golden stick in his hand, and the moment the words fell, a powerful aura erupted. The sky above the head was changing. The white clouds turned black, and countless thunder and lightning crossed and danced among the clouds. Endless thunder and lightning shone behind him, setting him off like a god of thunder. Hey, you're pretending to be X too much. Aren't you afraid of being beaten if you pretend to be X like this? Lucifer's voice interrupted Enel's pretend trip, and his explosive momentum was instantly crushed. Enel's face changed, showing a hint of ferocity. Ignorant mortal, you are provoking the majesty of God. The consequence of angering God is death. After finishing speaking, Enel raised the golden stick and pointed. 60 million volts Brontosaurus. A thunder dragon roared out, biting at Lucifer. Lucifer didn't dodge, just waved his hand lightly. Dissipate. The moment the sound sounded, the roaring Brontosaurus disappeared into nothingness. Enel's expression changed, and just as he was about to make another move, a strong force of gravity pressed against him. Gravity crush. With a loud bang, the deck hull of Nether was directly pierced, and Enel was engulfed by gravity and fell into the sky, slamming hard on the Appiato island below. Hey, Captain, fight as long as you fight. Don't break the boat. Cavendish complained helplessly. Isn't it enough to break it and fix it? Lucifer pointed to the hole in the deck and said softly, return to the original shape. The broken boards grew automatically, and soon the holes in the deck were healed, and the Nether was back to normal again. For Lucifer, building a ship is all about talking. Let's go down and see how that proud god is doing. Don't be beaten to death by me. Lucifer smiled lightly and drove the pirate ship to land on the island. In the lush forest, more than a dozen big trees were destroyed. The ground was torn apart, and a huge pothole appeared. Lucifer appeared on the edge of the pothole, and Enel was lying at the bottom of the pothole, bleeding from the corner of his mouth and panting. Lucifer's strong gravity, coupled with the high-level armament Haki, is not something the current Enel can handle. With just one move, Enel was seriously injured by Lucifer. Hey, god of Sky Island, you're not dead, are you? Lucifer yelled at the pothole. Boom! A thick thunderbolt soared into the sky and shot straight into the sky. Enel jumped out of the pothole and was suspended tens of meters in front of Lucifer. He stared at Lucifer with a fearful expression, not daring to act rashly again. You guy, why can you hit me as a god? God? A weak chicken? Lucifer smiled teasingly, flicked his fingers. Flash ray. The laser shot out from the fingertips and pierced Enel's shoulder in an instant. Even though he had the speed of lightning, he didn't react at all. Chapter 43, Trampling on God's Dignity. Beating disabled Enel. Damn it. Enel spat out a mouthful of blood again and fell from the sky weakly. He covered his shoulder with his hand. A blood hole appeared there, and the blood trickled like running water. BD, how dare you trample on the dignity of God like this? I can't spare you. Enel could tell that the man in front of him wasn't serious at all and had been teasing him. In the past, only he could play tricks on others, and no one had ever dared to treat him like this. Those who dare to challenge his majesty have already been turned into coke by him. Stupid mortal, I must make you regret it, Thor. Boom! Before Enel finished speaking, an unparalleled force of gravity pressed against him again. That force surpassed imagination, as if it was an island. It directly hit his brain blank, and he almost lost consciousness. Enel wanted to elementalize to remove the impact, but no matter how he used the fruit ability, he couldn't escape the area crushed by gravity. The earth was cracked inch by inch, sunken layer by layer, and finally formed a huge pothole. Enel was hit hard, vomited blood, and finally completely lost consciousness. No, no, possible. Before he fell into a coma, Enel still couldn't believe that he was defeated as a god. In front of that man, he was so weak. Even before he had time to display his abilities, he was beaten to pieces. Poor, really pitiful. Seeing how miserable he is, I feel a little sympathetic to him. Captain, didn't you say you wanted to recruit him as a companion? Why are you so ruthless? Cavendish stood on the edge of the pothole, seeing Enel at the bottom of the pothole like a puddle of mud. He shook his head repeatedly. Cavendish had to sigh. Lucifer was so cruel. But at the same time, I'm glad that when Lucifer recruited him, he didn't shoot so hard. If he came here once, he might be haunted for the rest of his life. The baby 5 next to him was also startled by Lucifer's shot. It was the first time she had seen Lucifer's strength so close. The last time she hadn't seen Lucifer make a move, she had been beaten unconscious. Baby 5 uncontrollably compares Lucifer and Doflamingo, wanting to compare who is stronger. But what she doesn't want to admit is that Lucifer looks stronger than Doflamingo. Lucifer stretched out his palm to aim at the bottom of the pothole and grabbed it with a big hand, universal pull. A burst of gravity pulled Enel up from the bottom of the pit. It's too miserable. Won't you die? Cavendish's mouth twitched. Not dead. I am merciful, Lucifer said with a smile. Hee, does this count as showing mercy? Cavendish and Baby 5 rolled their eyes wildly, speechless. If that's all mercy, what would it be like for Lucifer to play hard? The two were unable to complain anymore. At this moment, there was a sound of breaking wind, and several figures shot out from the distant forest. These people stepped on strange shells and created a white cloud path under their feet. It's intruders, catch them, but if you dare to break into the territory of the gods, you can kill them on the spot. Don't let a single one go. Quick! The 4 people with different looks were originally aggressive, but they suddenly shut up at the same time, and the roar stopped abruptly. Because they all saw Enel lying at Lucifer's feet, the supreme god in their hearts. The god who has always been invincible is lying at Lucifer's feet at this moment, with bruises all over his body. His eyes turned white, and he has completely lost consciousness. The god Enel has been defeated. No, it's impossible. Lord Enel is a god. How can Master Enel, who possesses the power of a god, be defeated by mortals? What is the origin of these King High people? These people are the 4th god-tier officers under Enel, and they are rare powerhouses on Sky Island. Lucifer glanced at them. His pupils turned red instantly. Conqueror's Haki erupted, covering the 4 god-tier officers. Kneel down. The indifferent voice rang in the ears of the 4 god-tier officers, and the minds of the 4 went blank. When they came back to their senses, the 4 found themselves kneeling at Lucifer's feet. They couldn't resist that domineering voice. Strange monster. He's a scarier monster than Master Enel. Can't stand against him. If you resist him, you will die. For the god-tier officer quickly realized the gap between himself and Lucifer and buried their heads on the ground, not daring to make a slight movement. Lucifer's word spirit fruit was originally unable to make people kneel down directly, but if it is paired with Conqueror's Haki, it can do this. You are Enel's subordinates. Take us to the palace. Lucifer said flatly. Yes, my lord. Please follow me. Priest Ohm responded respectfully. Led by the priest, Lucifer and the others soon arrived at Enel's palace. Hey, Captain Lucifer, I heard that there is gold on Sky Island, I think. Cavendish is eager to try, wanting to find the land of gold. The legend of the Golden Country has been passed down on the Grand Line for hundreds of years, but no one has ever found it. Cavendish wanted to be famous by being the first to discover the Golden Land. At that time, many beauties will definitely admire him. Cavendish has already begun to fantasize about his reward order being looted by countless beauties. Chapter 44 Too Cruel. Enel was beaten and cried. Lucifer glanced at the palace and didn't find a lot of gold here. This proves that Enel has not discovered the Golden City from under the island clouds. You can go there if you want. Whether you can find it or not, it all depends on your ability. Lucifer said indifferently. He knew where the Golden City was, and he knew where the Golden Bell was, but Lucifer wasn't interested in any of that. He can synthesize gold himself, as much as he wants. As for the golden clock, Lucifer can make it with a word. The historical text inlaid on it. Lucifer also already knew the meaning of the content. It can be said that there is nothing in the whole Sky Island that can attract him. Lucifer wouldn't be here at all if he didn't want to recruit Enel as a crew member. Cavendish left with Baby 5 and a few priests. Lucifer walked to Enel's throne and sat down. The remaining priest, Shura, was very honest and brought a few beauties from Sky Island to present him with delicious food and wine. Enel has been treated by Sky Island's doctors, and he is covered in bruises and bandaged into a mummy. While Lucifer was eating, all the palace servants knelt on the left and right sides. The situation changed so quickly that many servants in the palace did not react. But everyone knows that the god Enel has been defeated. According to the rules of Sky Island, Lucifer is now the new god. After years of thunder and lightning training, Enel's physical fitness is very good. After being treated, he regained consciousness the next day. Enel opened his eyes and found himself lying in the palace. Everything that happened before was like a dream. But the pain from all over his body told him that it was not a dream, but reality. He was really beaten. "Yo, are you awake?" A plain voice came. Enel turned his head to look and saw the face that he hated so much at a glance. At this moment, that man is swaggeringly sitting on his throne, and all the priests and servants under him now kneel respectfully at his feet. UBD. Enel was emotionally agitated. Thunder and lightning erupted all over his body. Just as he was about to make a move, the familiar gravity fell on him again. He was pinned to the ground, unable to move. Don't get excited. Your injury hasn't healed yet. If you do it again, you will really die. Lucifer spoke lightly, but Enel felt a chill. This man has the power to kill him easily. This made Enel feel the fear he hadn't seen for a long time. "What do you want?" Enel gritted his teeth and asked. "You must have guessed it. I am a pirate from King High. Now I still lack a few men on my ship, and you are very suitable." Lucifer said with a smile. "Sir? What are you kidding? Lousy is a god." Enel couldn't stand such an insult and was furious. However, the next moment, he was sent flying and rolled on the ground more than a dozen times. This attack opened the wound that had healed him. Lucifer sat on the throne, still maintaining a flat smile. "I'm a very reasonable person. I can talk, but never use my hands. The most important thing is that I never force others. You can think about it again. Don't dream. I won't take refuge in you." Boom. Enel was sent flying again. "Think again. I have plenty of time." Lucifer is calm and breezy. "Impossible." Boom. "I will not surrender." "What?" "Lousy is a god." Ouch. Ah. 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 Enel's screams sounded in the palace, making the scalps of the priests kneeling around them tingle. All they wanted to say was that the new gods were too cruel. "Stop, stop, I say." "What?" "I said yes. Why are you still beating me?" Enel lay on the ground, his face covered with blood, and asked aggrievedly. "Ah? Yes, I didn't hear it." Lucifer lowered his raised hand. "Really agree? Don't force it. I am very reasonable and never force others. You can think about it again. Anyway, there is plenty of time." Lucifer said righteously. "Not at all, not at all. I am very willing to join your pirate group. From today onwards, I will be your subordinate. If you have something to tell you, don't be polite." Enel's heart was bleeding. He was so FG sad. Stay at home well, be a king, be a god, boss around, and say what you say. Suddenly, a monster ran out of nowhere and beat him up without saying a word. Just hit him, and even robbed him of his position as a god. Just grab it and force him to be his subordinate. If he didn't agree, he would beat him up again. Also say what is not forced. Reasonable. Is this the reasonable way? Enel looked at his bruised body and couldn't help crying. Now he can't find a good spot all over his body. He didn't want to give in, let alone be someone else's subordinate, but he had to give in. This monster doesn't talk about martial arts too much, and he beats people when he disagrees with him. He doesn't kill you, he tortures you. and he was smiling while torturing you. Enel was scared. His dignity was shattered by Lucifer, and he could no longer be proud in front of Lucifer. After some torture, Lucifer left a deep shadow in Enel's heart, the kind whose area cannot be calculated. Since you agree, you will be your own. Tell me about you. Why are you so stubborn? Wouldn't it be enough if you were like this earlier? I have to beat you up to be honest. Why bother? Chapter 45. After training, Enel surrenders. Oh, my hands are sore. Lucifer flicked his wrist and said with a sigh, Yes, Captain, you are right, but I was wrong. The corners of Enel's mouth twitched. He gritted his teeth and almost jumped out word by word. I beat you up and said it was your fault. Just ask if you're a good person? You are as strong as a monster, and you can smash a mountain with just your hands. Now, these few times, will your hands be sore? What are you kidding? Enel had clearly realized what kind of monster his captain was. Not only is she powerful, but her heart is also dirty. If you don't want to get hurt, you have to be obedient. Just then, Cavendish and Baby 5 came back. Judging by the way they looked empty-handed, it was obvious that they hadn't found the Golden City. The Golden City has been buried under the island cloud for hundreds of years, and the people of Sky Island haven't discovered it for hundreds of years, and Cavendish and the others naturally couldn't find it either. Cavendish and Baby 5 walked into the palace and immediately saw Enel sitting in the corner, silently licking his wounds. Captain, have you finished training? Cavendish analyzed the current situation at a glance, because now Enel's expression is the same as before. Ah, that's right. After some ideological education from me, Enel has agreed to join. From now on, he will be the fourth crew member of the Nether Pirates. Lucifer said, Yes, that's really good news. The corner of Cavendish's mouth twitched. He wanted to laugh a little, but he forcibly held back. He is a professionally trained pirate, and he usually doesn't laugh unless he can't help it. For the captain's ideological education, Cavendish can think of any means with his A. He glanced at the miserable Enel, feeling sympathetic in his heart. A deity who was originally defiant, Haki Wushuang, now looks like a stray dog silently licking his wounds. No matter how you look at it, it's miserable. Okay, in order to celebrate Enel's joining, we have a banquet. Lucifer gave the order. Sura, go prepare the food and drink. Yes, Master Lucifer. Priest Shura saluted respectfully and immediately withdrew. Soon, the servants in the palace brought a lot of good wine and food to the palace, and a lively banquet lasted until the next day. Hey, Captain, are you really not looking for the Golden City? That's a lot of treasure. On the second day, Cavendish was still relentless. He is still thinking about becoming the first person to discover the Golden City. If he wants to win the favor of women all over the world, he must take the first step by relying on this matter. Golden City. Does Sky Island have such a thing? Enel was also curious. Overnight, Enel regained a bit of self-esteem. He didn't dare to be presumptuous in front of Lucifer, but in front of others, he still called himself a god. Oh, don't you know? Aren't you the god of Sky Island? Cavendish looked at Enel in surprise. Enel's face turned blue. He wanted to hit someone now. If someone dared to question him like this before, he would definitely be burned to coke by lightning. But not now. In front of Lucifer, he didn't dare to be presumptuous. 400 years ago, the Golden City was brought to Sky Island by the soaring ocean current, and then it was covered by island clouds. Of course, you can't find it on the surface of the island. The Golden City is under the island cloud. Lucifer said flatly. Really? Then I'll go see it now. Cavendish didn't ask how Lucifer knew. He only knew that his captain was very mysterious and knew many unknown things. Sky Island exists, and there is an Enel on the island. The captain knew all of this, and naturally, he also knew where the Golden City was. Enel also wants to go. He likes gold very much. Having previously discovered the metal on Sky Island, Enel designated it as the exclusive domain of the gods. He believes that only God is worthy of using gold. With Lucifer's clear instruction, Enel and Cavendish led the priest to search under the island cloud. Soon, they discovered the existence of the Golden City. A city made of gold left everyone dumbfounded and lamented the greatness of ancient humans. Cavendish was very excited and asked Baby 5 to take many photos of him with Golden City. As long as these photos are circulated, the whole world will know that the legendary Golden City is real. And as the first person to discover him, Cavendish is destined to become famous all over the world. By then, he will be the hottest star in the world. I'm about to be courted by beautiful women. Lord Cavendish, can I marry you? How handsome, Lord Cavendish. Peerless handsome guy, the most beautiful man in the world. Cavendish stood on a golden building, fell in a self-fantasy, and smiled extremely. Hey, is this guy an idiot? It should be. It can't be wrong. Why did Lord Lucifer choose a fool as his subordinate? When the four priests next to him saw Cavendish daydreaming, they couldn't help rolling their eyes and complaining. Even Enel felt that Cavendish was very unreliable. The captain is a ruthless monster, but the crew is a fool. Do I really want to join this pirate group? Enel regretted a little. He wanted to run away, but when he thought of Lucifer's terror, he didn't dare to run away. Afterwards, Enel ordered the Sky Island 4 God-tier officials to lead people to transport the gold from the Golden City to the palace. At the same time, escorts were sent to guard the Golden City. Lucifer has already said that he is not interested in the Golden City, and he is not ready to be the god of Sky Island. Enel can still rule Sky Island. In this way, Enel naturally regards the Golden City as his private property. Although he will soon leave with Lucifer, this will always be his kingdom. Chapter 46 Logia is often the one who dies the fastest. Lucifer and others stayed in Sky Island for 10 days to let Enel recuperate. After he recovered from his injury, he immediately set sail and left Sky Island. The nether fell from the sky, and the strong winds on both sides whizzed by, making the pirate flag flutter. Yahaha, is this King High? Enel stood at the bow of the boat, opened his hands, looked at the endless sea, and laughed arrogantly. Hey, Captain, is there really as many monsters in the sea as you said? Enel turned back, looked at Lucifer, and asked. That's right. There are countless monsters in the sea. Lucifer took a sip of red wine. At present, there are probably tens of thousands of people who can defeat you with one hand. Of course, the real number is not so many. Lucifer just wanted to let Enel know that there are dragons and tigers hidden in the sea, so that he should not be proud. Enel's biggest shortcoming is his arrogance, thinking that if he gets Thunder Fruit, he will be invincible. As everyone knows in the Grand Line, those who die the fastest are often those with Logia abilities. Some Logia users think that elementalization will prevent them from attacking them, which is simply stupid. Elemental abilities are useless at all in front of advanced armament Haki users. On the contrary, random elementalization expands the body area, exposing one's own vitals even more. When some Logia users face Haki users, they foolishly do not dodge and use their bodies to receive attacks. I don't know regret until I die. Master the power I taught you as soon as possible. Only by learning it can you gain a firm foothold in this sea. Enel already has the Grandmaster Observation Haki, just not the Armament Haki. Lucifer has already told him the cultivation method. Presumably with his aptitude, he will be able to learn and master it soon. I see. In front of Lucifer, Enel dared not disobey and obeyed. The nether fell rapidly, and when it was about 1,000 meters away from the sea, its speed dropped sharply and finally landed slowly on the sea. The pirate ship landed with only a little splash, very stable. Let's go, set sail, and find some prey to play with. Lucifer gave the captain's order. It's been a long time since he killed anyone, and his killing point hasn't risen, which makes him feel a little uncomfortable. When Cavendish heard this order, he couldn't help feeling a chill down his back. He hadn't seen the captain kill someone for more than half a month, and he almost forgot that his own captain was an extremely bloodthirsty monster. I don't know which guy is going to be unlucky again. Cavendish shook his head, and there was a second of silence for some unknown pirate or marine. On the endless sea, 2 pirate ships were burning with flames, billowing thick smoke into the sky. There were corpses everywhere on the deck of the pirate ship, and dozens of living pirates were chained up and knelt down on the deck with dejected faces. Next to them are marine soldiers with live ammunition, responsible for guarding them. Not long ago, a fierce battle took place here, and the battle ended with the complete defeat of the pirates. Next to the pirate ship, there is a marine warship docked. A Marine Rear Admiral stands at the bow with a cigar in his mouth. His saber hadn't been retracted yet, and there was still blood dripping from it. Carl Vados, Rear Admiral. All members of the Hound Pirates have been arrested. We have already counted, and the captain and main cadres of the Hound Pirates have all been arrested. A Marine colonel walked behind Rear Admiral and reported loudly. Well done. Marine Rear Admiral nodded solemnly with a blank face. These pirates are the scum of the sea. Every time we get rid of one, we can protect one more civilian. When I go back this time, I will ask for credit for you. Everywhere, Carl Vados, Rear Admiral, is well led. Colonel Marine didn't dare to do everything. The main shot was the Rear Admiral in front of him. If he hadn't dealt with the captain of the Hound Pirates, they wouldn't be able to deal with the Hound Pirates. At this moment, the soldiers in charge of monitoring the sea area suddenly exclaimed, Carl Vados, Rear Admiral, a pirate ship has been found in the sea to the right, and it is approaching us. Nanny, how dare you take the initiative to deliver it to your door? It's too arrogant. Immediately confirm which pirate group the opponent is. Marine Rear Admiral was furious and quickly issued an order. I have never seen the opponent's flag. It should be the newly formed pirate group. The observer swayed from side to side with the binoculars, carefully inspecting the pirate ship in front of him, and moved his gaze from the flag to the bow of the ship. Suddenly, he stopped moving, and then his hands began to tremble. Then, that person is impossible. Why did he appear here? The observer couldn't hide his horror, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. What's the matter? Who is the other party? At this time, Marine Rear Admiral also noticed the abnormality of his subordinates. It's Lucifer, Demon Lucifer. Lucifer, who has been wanted by the headquarters, is approaching us. The Marine observer screams, then sits down on the deck. He was shaking, slurring his speech, and clearly terrified. Lucifer, Marine Rear Admiral's pupils also widened, and he quickly grabbed the binoculars to check. Sure enough, a young and handsome face appeared in sight. It was a very young, handsome young man, the favorite type of rich women. But in the eyes of Marine Rear Admiral, that is a monster. During this time, Lucifer's name has been spreading inside Marine. Almost everyone knows about his crimes. Chapter 47, Enel's first battle. Defeating Marine Rear Admiral Naval Headquarters sent Kizaru to lead a team to hunt down Lucifer. But half a month later, there was no trace of Lucifer. He never thought that he would meet Lucifer here today. Quick retreat. Where's the helmsman? Turn around immediately. Marine Rear Admiral had no intention of fighting Lucifer at all and directly ordered his men to retreat. Confirmed by Admiral Kizaru, Lucifer's strength far exceeds that of Marine Vice Admiral, and only Marine Admiral can compete. So Naval Headquarters issued an order that the Marine soldiers who are outside can give up the mission and evacuate after encountering Lucifer, and they are not counted as deserters. Marine moved quickly, and several Marine soldiers turned around together, controlling the warship to flee towards the rear. At the same time, Marine Rear Admiral began to contact the headquarters. Hello, I'm Carl Vados. I found Lucifer in the Moro Sea. Call for help. Yes, the identity of the other party has been confirmed, and it is undoubtedly Lucifer. Lucifer has formed his own pirate group, with a total of 3 crew members. They are Rommel's Weasel Cavendish and Doflamingo's subordinate Baby 5. I don't know if they have taken refuge. There is also a man whose identity is unknown. Rear Admiral Carl Vados looked anxious and spoke quickly. He knew that he might not be able to go back, so he sent all the information he saw back to Naval Headquarters as much as possible. At the same time, the photos they took were also sent back. From this point of view, he is indeed a conscientious Marine. On the other side above the nether, Enel, Cavendish, and the others looked at the fleeing Marine warship with a hint of disdain. Hey, is this Marine from King High? Run away before you fight. Isn't it too spineless? Enel was a little dissatisfied. He heard that Marine is the strongest force in the sea, but it doesn't look like it at all now. Seeing their flags and fleeing in embarrassment, they are simply a group of cowardly rats. It's because they are afraid of Captain Lucifer. After all, the captain's reputation is scary. Cavendish smiled. How about it? Do you want to make a move, Captain? Enel looked at Lucifer. Lucifer smiled and took the red wine handed by Baby 5. Since we met, naturally we can't let the prey escape, so let's play with them. Lucifer looked at the warships in the sea ahead and said softly, "Come here." After the words fell, an invisible force erupted, quickly capturing the warship ahead. In the next second, the fleeing warship appeared next to the Nether. The sudden change shocked the Marines on the warship, and none of them reacted. When they came back to their senses, they realized that they had fallen into the hands of the Nether pirates. Enel and Cavendish stared at the pirates on the warship, as if they were looking at a group of prey. What power is this? Why are we here? The warship was forced to move. Didn't it say that Lucifer's abilities are the same as Kizaru Admiral's? What is this? Hundreds of Marine soldiers are panicked and have lost their positions. Calm down, idiots! Rear Admiral Karl Vardos roared and stopped the flustered Marine. Facing the evil pirates, you can't lose your composure like this. In that case, what's the face of Marine? Rear Admiral Karl Vardos stepped onto the bow, pointed at Lucifer with a knife, and burst into murderous intent. Come on, I'll be your opponent. Yeah, haha. Finally, there is someone with backbone. Enel laughed and turned into a bolt of lightning and shot towards Marine Rear Admiral. Cavendish was taken aback for a moment, only to realize that he was one step late. Hey, don't rush away. After finishing speaking, Cavendish also turned into a gust of wind and shot at the warship. Rumble! A flash of lightning flashed across the deck, and a dozen Marines screamed and were turned into a ball of coke. Immediately afterwards, a gust of wind whizzed past, and more than a dozen Marines were stabbed in the chest and fell in a pool of blood. Lucifer didn't make a move. These Marines are too weak. If he made a shot, the fight would be over in an instant, and Enel and Cavendish would be out of the game. As a captain, you can't be the first in all battles. So what's the use of having a crew? He set up the pirate group as the captain, not as a nanny, and he didn't need a group of weaklings who were hiding behind and had no combat power. Only by putting your crew through battle can they become stronger. Enel against Marine Rear Admiral, Cavendish against 2 Marine colonels, and hundreds of Marines. Although there were only 2 people, it cost Marine a lot. In just a few minutes, the deck of the warship was full of corpses. Hey, Baby 5, aren't you going to fight? Being so lazy won't make me stronger. The weak are useless to me. Lucifer looked at Baby 5 beside him. I know. Baby 5 spit out a smoke ring, and at the same time, his body turned into a missile, which hit the warship with a whoosh. With a loud bang, a large hole was blown out of the deck of the warship, and a dozen Marine soldiers were directly killed. With the addition of Baby 5, Marine lost even more. Marine Rear Admiral Karl Vardos looked at the corpses around him, his eyes wide open. Damn pirate! Go to hell! Flying slash, a vacuum slash erupted from the sword, shooting towards Enel in the distance. In a flash of lightning, Enel dodged the slash, and at the same time threw a brontosaurus at Karl Vardos. Rear Admiral Karl Vardos was hit by the brontosaurus and spit out a mouthful of blood on the spot. His hair stood on end, and his whole body was scorched black. Chapter 48 Admiral Kizaru Strikes. The Marines in King Hai will use armament Haki as expected. It's such an annoying power. Enel finally learned to be smart and didn't use his body to receive the Marine Rear Admiral slash. At the same time, he also found that with armament Haki body protection, the effect of his lightning attack was greatly reduced. Lucifer didn't lie to him. Armament Haki has both offense and defense, which is indeed a very powerful force. However, this guy's armament Haki is not strong enough to defend against my lightning. Enel stepped up the offensive. Boom! 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 Groups of thunder and lightning exploded, and thunder dragons roared and roared. Soon, Marine Rear Admiral Karl Vardos lost to Enel. Damn pirates, you will all go to hell. Justice never fails. Rear Admiral Karl Vardos thrust his sword into the deck and forced himself not to fall. His whole body was scorched black, his skin was burned in many places. His flesh and blood had been scorched, and he exuded a burnt smell. Facing death, Karl Vardos did not show fear, let alone beg for mercy. This is a Marine who takes death seriously. It's a bit spine-chilling. On the Nether, Lucifer smiled indifferently, raised his hand, and waved lightly, Flying sword. A pitch-black flying sword burst out of the air, piercing Marine Rear Admiral's chest in an instant. Marine Rear Admiral Carl Vardos die in battle. Ding. Host beheaded Marine Rear Admiral Carl Vados and got 13,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and the total number of Lucifer's kill points reached 117,000. Properties panel. Host, Lucifer age, 23 Devil Fruit. Word Spirit Fruit Physique. Held Demon Armament Haki. Advanced Observation Haki. Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Advanced Kill Points. 117000. A Marine Rear Admiral gives Lucifer 13,000 kill points, which is only SOSO. Your Majesty Rear Admiral. Carl Vados Rear Admiral. Master Rear Admiral is actually dead. Demons, they really are a group of demons. Damn pirate. The remaining Marine soldiers on the warship saw that Rear Admiral was killed, and they all showed grief and indignation. Kill them and avenge Carl Vardos Rear Admiral. Fight! A group of Marines rushed towards the three of Enel bravely, and some of them rushed towards Lucifer. These Marines know that they are not opponents of Lucifer and others, and they are already determined to die at this moment. With good generals, good subordinates can be trained. Carl Vados is obviously a good Marine Rear Admiral, so his men are also good. At least on this warship, there are no cowards kneeling down and begging for mercy. Send them on their way. Lucifer waved his hand and said calmly, "Rumble." A thick thunderbolt fell from the sky and hit the warship at sea. With a loud bang, the warship was blown to pieces, forming a fireball. All the Marine soldiers on board were killed in battle, and none survived. Call out! Call out! Call out! The three of Enel returned to the Nether at the same time. How do you feel? Lucifer looked at Enel. Not so good. Although he can armament Haki, his strength is not very strong. If I try my best, I can easily defeat him. Although Marine Rear Admiral Carl Vados can also have two-color Haki, but the level is not high. Facing Enel, who controls thunder and has Grandmaster Observation Haki, he was no match at all and was suppressed throughout. Don't underestimate Marine. It was just a Rear Admiral just now. When you meet Vice Admiral or even Admiral, you know what a real monster is. Seeing is believing. Hearing is believing. Before long, Enel would know the horrors of the sea. Call out! At this moment, a beam of laser light shot from a distance and instantly hit the Nether. With a loud bang, the entire Nether was engulfed by the fireball. The accident came so unexpectedly that only Lucifer and Enel were aware of it in advance. But Enel didn't have time to fight back, and only Lucifer responded. "Ah, I really mean Chow Chow. Chow Chow will be here soon." Lucifer lowered his hand, and a transparent wall slowly dissipated. Just now, Lucifer used the vacuum wall in time to block the laser attack. Otherwise, the entire Nether has been destroyed. It came so fast. Lucifer looked at the sea ahead, and a warship of the highest specification appeared on the sea level. A tall man in a yellow suit stood at the bow of the boat, his marine coat rattling. Hey, this move is Admiral Kaido. Cavendish's complexion changed drastically, and Baby 5 was also breaking out in a cold sweat. Admiral Kaido, is that Marine Admiral? Enel was rather excited. Not only was he not afraid, but his fighting spirit was high. This is the so-called fearlessness of the ignorant. I didn't expect to be able to fight against Marine Admirals so soon. Enel smirked, looking eager to try. Just as he was about to make a move, he was stopped by Cavendish. Hey, don't be stupid. We can't be Admiral's opponents. If you go up, you will die. Not necessarily. Lucifer smiled calmly. If you have the guts, go try it anyway. With me, you can't die. It is good. After saying one word, Enel suddenly turned into a bolt of lightning and shot out. And in the next second, he appeared above the warship. I want to see how strong Marine Admiral is. Lightning flashed from Enel's body, and the turbulent lightning condensed all over his body, turning into a thick thunderbolt that pierced through the air and hit the warship. God's punishment. Chapter 49. Kill Admiral for fun when you are idle and bored. The power of lightning? It's really scary. Kizaru raised his lips and looked at the thick lightning falling from the sky, which instantly turned into a golden light and disappeared. In the next second, Kizaru appeared in the air and countless light bullets shot out from his fingers, hitting the lightning that fell from the sky. 8-foot Kion Goyu. Call out. Call out. Call out. Call out. Call out. The lightning created by Enel was pierced by the light bullet and instantly dissipated into fragments. Immediately afterwards, Kizaru appeared beside Enel as if teleported and kicked him in the head. Speed is power. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? Enel is a thunderbolt. His speed is his strong point, but he is far inferior to Kizaru. Kizaru is sparkling fruit, and its speed is still higher than thunder fruit. Not to mention, Kizaru's sparkling fruit has awakened, and Enel can't match it at all. Boom! Enel was kicked into the air and turned into a bolt of lightning, and the end of the shot happened to be the nether where Lucifer was. Seeing Enel flying, Lucifer raised his palm. Wall of vacuum, boom! An invisible wall appeared out of nowhere and caught Enel, who was thrown backwards. When Lucifer took Enel back to the boat, Enel immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. I saw that the left side of his face was crooked, and even 2 teeth were missing. Let me tell you, you can't win against Admiral. Cavendish shook his head with a helpless expression. He, who is strong and who is weak, you will only know after fighting. Enel grinned ferociously. Although he was defeated, he was very happy. Sure enough, as Lucifer said, dragons and tigers are hidden in the sea, and there are piles of monsters. The Marine Admiral he was facing was far stronger than him. Whether it is fruit ability, Haki, or tricks, he is crushed and has no chance of winning at all. Okay, then you guys just watch, don't make a move. Lucifer took a step forward, and the devil's wings behind him opened, which suddenly turned into a black light and shot out. In an instant, it has landed on the mast of the warship. Are you the demon Lucifer? You really are a monster. Kizaru looked at Lucifer, who spread his demon wings, and said wretchedly, "Where Marine Admiral is the monster, I'm just a newcomer. However, I feel very honored to have the famous Marine Admiral personally arrest him. I'd be even more honored if I could kill an admiral." Lucifer crossed his arms and looked calm. Facing Marine Admiral, Lucifer still didn't feel the slightest pressure. It's really scary. Do you actually want to kill the old man? This old man is very difficult to deal with. Kizaru's expression was still wretched. But you are not an ordinary rookie. Marshal Sengoku ordered me to take you back. In order to catch you, the old man has not returned to naval headquarters for half a month, and the vacation has been wasted. Kizaru complained a bit. He worked overtime for half a month without a dime for overtime pay, which was a big loss. Really? That's really embarrassing. As an apology, I can give you back a longer vacation. 1,000 years? Or 10,000 years? How? Is this long enough? You'll never have to work overtime. Lucifer's tone was flat, but the inner meaning was deeply murderous. Take 1,000 years off. In other words, send him Kizaru on his way. It's scary. Kizaru and Lucifer met each other's eyes, and suddenly, both of them turned into a golden light and disappeared at the same time. 8-foot Kion Goyu. Kizaru flew into the air, and countless laser bullets shot out from his fingers, flying towards Lucifer. Lucifer didn't dodge or dodge, just said softly, "Disappear." As soon as the voice fell, half of the flash bombs in the sky disappeared. The remaining half was blocked by Lucifer with a wall of vacuum. Numerous laser bombs exploded, but Lucifer was unharmed. Gravity crush. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, gravity appeared and instantly enveloped Kizaru. Kizaru was engulfed by gravity, unable to maintain his figure anymore, and fell from the sky like a meteorite. Kizaru Admiral, seeing that Kizaru was about to fall into the sea, the Marines on the warship roared. Those with abilities who fall into the sea will encounter fatal crisis, and Admiral Kizaru is no exception. Call out! A golden light flashed, and Kizaru appeared hundreds of meters away. Although he forcibly escaped from the area crushed by gravity, his expression was serious at the moment. Sure enough, it's a monster. Apart from having the same flash power as the old man, can it actually control gravity? And that invisible defensive barrier is also a kind of power. How much ability can you use? Hey, don't be distracted. You dare to be distracted while fighting me. Don't you look down on me too much? Kizaru was taken aback by the indifferent voice in his ears. At some point, Lucifer actually teleported behind him. Speed is power. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? With a bang, Kizaru was kicked by Lucifer. Exactly the same as before when Enel was kicked by him. Kizaru bumped into the marine warship. The side of the warship was pierced, and an explosion occurred with a bang. Dozens of marine soldiers were unlucky and were directly blown away by the explosion. Kizaru Admiral, seeing Kizaru at a disadvantage, the Marines on the warship couldn't believe it. It was the first time they saw Admiral Kizaru so embarrassed. In the past, when Kizaru was on a mission, no matter who the opponent was, he would kill him with one move. There has never been a situation of being suppressed. Chapter 50, The Ultimate Trick Explodes. The Sword of Judgment. Call out. A golden light flashed, and Kizaru teleported to the bow of the ship, raising his hand to wipe the blood from the corner of his mouth. What a monster! Being hit by others with his own tricks, Kizaru's mood is very complicated. This is just the beginning. Lucifer hovered above the warship, waved his hand. Lightsaber Bachi, Kion Goyu. Countless lightsabers appeared around Lucifer out of thin air, densely covering the entire sky. As Lucifer's palm fell, countless lightsabers shot out at the same time, flying towards the warship. This is troublesome. Kizaru frowned, looked serious, flew into the sky in an instant, and fought back with the 8-foot Kion Goyu. Lucifer's move was very powerful. Although he couldn't kill him, the warship behind him couldn't escape. If Kizaru doesn't catch this move, the warships behind will be destroyed in an instant. At that time, thousands of Marines on board will die. Countless lightsabers and light bombs collided in the sky, causing a violent explosion. In an instant, the sky was covered by the Great Fireball, and the shock wave of the explosion caused strong winds, blowing the sea and causing huge waves. Marine's warship is drifting in the sea and will capsize and sink at any time. Get out of this sea quickly. Kizaru's voice came from the sky. A Marine rear admiral on the warship listened to the order and quickly drove the warship back. Hey, you want to escape right under my nose, so don't you give me some face? Lucifer smiled indifferently, then grabbed the warship with his palm. Universal pull. A burst of gravitational force sucked the entire warship into the sky. Seeing the killing intent in Lucifer's eyes, Kizaru was furious. Stop! While roaring, Kizaru turned into a golden light and shot at Lucifer. Too late! Lightsaber Judgment Blade. As Lucifer waved his hand, a huge lightsaber over 100 meters took shape, and the sword hit the warship. Boom! When the sword fell, the warship split into two, and at the same time, the giant lightsaber exploded at this moment. Accompanied by a loud noise, a huge great fireball with a diameter of more than 300 meters erupted, swallowing the wreckage of the two halves of the warship. Thousands of Marine soldiers looked terrified, and before they could scream, they were burned to ashes by the flames. Thousands of Marine soldiers on board, together with Marine Rear Admiral, were wiped out. Ding! Host killed Marine Rear Admiral Guy Inns and got 15,000 killing points. Ding! Host killed Colonel Marine and got 3,700 killing points. Ding! Host kills Colonel Marine and gets 4,000 killing points. Ding! Host kills Lieutenant Colonel Marine and gets 2,000 killing points. Ding! Host killed Major Marine and got 1,300 killing points. A series of system prompts sounded, and Lucifer's kill points soared by 28,000 points, bringing the total to 145,000. Call out! A golden light shoots to the sky. The golden light condenses, and Kizaru reveals his real body. He looked at the endless flames on the sea and the disappearing warships, with an unprecedented killing intent on his face. Lucifer, you damn it! 8-foot Kion Goyu. Countless light bullets hit Lucifer. The number was several times higher than before. Such tricks don't work on me. Lucifer's figure flickered, and an invisible wall appeared, blocking all the flash bombs. At the same time, he raised his hand and pointed. Blade storm. The sky above the head split open, and countless swords and spears shot out. After covering armament Haki, they shot towards Kizaru in the distance. Kizaru counterattacked with Bachi Kion Goyu, but there were too many swords, and his light bullets could not be completely cleared. He could only condense the Amakanjian sword while firing the light bullets, and split the swords that shot in front of him. Clang! 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 A cloud of sparks flew, and Kizaru's sword swing was so fast that afterimages appeared. Lucifer opened his arms and whispered again. Sharp storm. This time, the space cracked 5 gaps at the same time, located at Kizaru's front, back, left, right, and top of his head. The 5-party siege. The number of swords increased 5 times again, and all wrapped around Lucifer's armament Haki, enough to attack Kizaru's body. At the same time, Lucifer also expanded the gravity crush area, suppressing Kizaru, limiting his escape space and speed, making him unavoidable. Go to hell! 5 rounds of sharp blade storms swept across the sky, completely covering the sky in a radius of several thousand meters, and even the sun's rays could not penetrate. This moment seems to be the end. Enel and others in the distance looked at the swords and spears covering the sky and the sun, and they were already stunned. Hey, isn't this number too much? Is this hundreds of thousands or millions? Even if it's Admiral Kizaru, he won't be able to escape unscathed, right? The infinity blade swept across, hitting Kizaru, who was in the center of the storm. In an instant, countless sharp blades collided together. Rumbling, suddenly, in the center of the sharp blade storm, a ball of golden light exploded violently. The endless explosion shock wave spread, sweeping in all directions. The blades fired at Kizaru were blown away by the shock wave and scattered in all directions. The sky was like a sharp rainstorm. When the flames dissipated, Kizaru revealed himself. At this moment, Admiral Kizaru was extremely embarrassed. His suit was torn all over his body, and there were sword marks and knife wounds everywhere. Lucifer's blade storm just now almost tore Kizaru into pieces. Oh, are you still alive? Lucifer raised his hand to Kizaru and grabbed. Universal pull. A gravitational pull hit Kizaru, sucking him back into Lucifer's palm. Kizaru reacted immediately, elementalized into golden light, and wanted to escape. But at the same time, gravity reappeared, suppressing it. At the same time, Lucifer's demonic whisper sounded again. Slow down. As soon as the words fell, Kizaru suddenly found that his speed became very slow, almost dropped by half. Chapter 51 Sage Mahamudra. Seriously injured Admiral Kizaru. Is this also his ability? How is this possible? Kizaru looked horrified, in disbelief. He never thought that someone's ability could actually affect his speed of light. Although Lucifer's word Spirit Fruit cannot directly affect the enemy's body, it can directly affect the ability. And the bigger the difference in strength between the two sides, the more obvious the effect. Just like dealing with Enel. As long as Lucifer says a word, all the lightning created by Enel will dissipate. But Kizaru is strong, so it doesn't have much effect. In the initial fight, Lucifer only eliminated half of Kizaru's 8-foot Kion Go bullet, and still had half of it remaining. But at this moment, Kizaru has been injured, his physical strength is exhausted, and his combat power is weakened. But Lucifer is still at his peak, and the power of the word Spirit Fruit is getting stronger and stronger, enough to affect his speed of light. Theoretically, if Lucifer's strength differs to a certain extent from Kizaru's, as long as Lucifer speaks a word, Kizaru's speed of light will be slower than that of a turtle, or even stand still. Under the triple attack of gravity, and slowing down, Kizaru was drawn towards Lucifer's palm. And in the palm of Lucifer, a giant spear has already taken shape. The Spear of Vengeance. The pitch-black spear of revenge shot out, traversed the sky, and pierced Kizaru's lower abdomen in an instant. Kizaru couldn't help spitting out a mouthful of blood, and his breath faded instantly. Oh, did you avoid it? Lucifer aimed at Kizaru's head, but hit the lower abdomen, which shows that Kizaru still has the strength to struggle. However, that's all. With a wave of Lucifer's hand, hundreds of revenge spears took shape. The pitch-black armament Haki surged, covering the spear in an instant. Go to hell! More than 100 spears of vengeance shot out at Kizaru with a rapid sonic boom. Kizaru couldn't hide and suddenly elementalized into a flash of light, and then exploded with a bang. Countless flash bombs shot out, shattering the spear of vengeance. At the same time, there are countless flashes shooting into the distance, and it is hard to tell which one is Kizaru's body. Kizaru actually escaped. Want to leave? How can it be so easy? Universal pull. The Mahamudra of the Sage. Lucifer turns on observation Haki and locks on the light group with Kizaru's breath. With the gravitational explosion, thousands of flashes were sucked back. At the same time, Lucifer waved his hand, and suddenly a huge palm appeared in the sky. The palm covered the sky and covered the sun, with a diameter of more than a kilometer, and the lines on the palm were clearly visible. With the palm down, he grabbed countless fleeing light clusters in his hand, and then squeezed them hard. There was a scream from far away in the sky, and a cloud of blood spilled from the sky, and Kizaru disappeared without a trace. There is no response from the system, which proves that Kizaru is not dead, and he escaped successfully. It's really not easy to kill a Marine Admiral. Lucifer shook his head a little helplessly. Who would have thought that Kizaru would have such a self-destruction move? The body turns into countless flashes to escape, hiding the real body. Lucifer opened observation Haki all the way, but couldn't find his real body. But with the last Sage Mahamudra, Lucifer still hurt Kizaru. Coupled with the fact that the Spear of Vengeance was pierced through the lower abdomen before, Kizaru was injured more and more. In order to hunt down Lucifer, Kizaru worked overtime for half a month. And Lucifer seriously injured him this time, and Kizaru will definitely be hospitalized for more than half a month. Isn't Kizaru going on vacation with a raise? With such a serious injury this time, Sengoku should be willing to give him a salary increase and let him take sick leave. Kizaru, I've helped you so much. Thank you very much. Lucifer smiled slightly, spread his wings, and flew back to the Nereus. If Lucifer's thoughts let Kizaru know, he will definitely vomit blood with anger. You beat me half to death, and I want to thank you too. I thank you all. Back on the Nether, Enel and Cavendish hurried up to meet them. Captain, you are so strong that you even defeated Kizaru. Cavendish looked excited. There are not many people in the world who can defeat a Marine Admiral head-on. If the news spreads, Lucifer's name will be even louder. Even the Emperor of the New World dare not underestimate it. It is very strong. That yellow monkey is a monster, and the captain is even more monster than him. Enel has long been convinced of Lucifer, and after this battle, he understands the gap between him and Lucifer even more. He was killed by Kizaru in one hit, but Lucifer was able to beat Kizaru. Enel still has a long way to go before he can catch up with Lucifer. Enel suddenly felt a little lucky, glad that he came to King High with Lucifer. Otherwise, he would stay in Sky Island all the time, and he would always be a frog at the bottom of the well. If you don't experience it yourself, how can you know that the sea is so vast and there are so many monsters on the sea? Baby 5 also has no plans to leave the Nether Pirates. She just begs Doflamingo not to provoke Lucifer. Otherwise, she will be courting death. Let's go set sail. Lucifer gave the captain's order. Maid, go and make me a Sea King's roast. Yes, Captain Lucifer. The Nether set sail again, and bursts of laughter came from the ship. With the sea breeze blowing, the Nether quickly disappeared on the sea level. Chapter 52. Kizaru returns seriously injured. Naval Headquarters shakes Naval Headquarters Marineford. As the only naval headquarters in the world, the troops here are extremely guarded. Any sign of trouble can't be hidden from Marines monitoring. Call out. A golden light shot from the sky and fell on the port of Marineford in an instant. Who? The Marine soldiers on guard spotted the golden light and rushed forward immediately. As the golden light revealed its figure, many Marine soldiers breathed a sigh of relief, because the person who came was Admiral Kizaru, not the enemy. However, after seeing Kizaru's miserable appearance, many Marine soldiers became dumbfounded in an instant. I saw that Kizaru was covered in cuts and bruises, and there were 2 bloody holes on his chest and lower abdomen, and the flesh and bones inside could be vaguely seen. The surrounding Marine soldiers gasped. Kizaru is Marine Admiral. Who can hurt him like this? Come on, hurry up and find a doctor. Go and tell Marshal Sengoku that Kizaru Admiral is back. A Marine Vice Admiral quickly gave the order, and then went up to help Kizaru. At the same time, Kizaru spat out another mouthful of blood, and his face turned pale again. Not only that, Kizaru's eyes were hazy, and his consciousness was already on the verge of collapse. Kizaru was badly wounded by Lucifer, pierced through his abdomen and chest. An ordinary person would have died hundreds of times with such an injury. Kizaru barely survived by virtue of his strong vitality. After that, he fled all the way, lost a lot of blood, and consumed a lot of energy. Support is now the limit. This time something really happened. Kizaru Admiral was beaten like this. Is Lucifer so strong? This Marine Vice Admiral knew about Kizaru's mission to go to sea this time. Now that Kizaru is seriously injured and the fleet has not returned, it is conceivable who the murderer is. Marine Vice Admiral sent Kizaru to the hospital, and the remaining Marine soldiers looked at each other, and they could all see the shock in each other's eyes. And underneath the shock was fear. In the minds of many Marines, Admiral is synonymous with invincibility, and it is never possible to be defeated. Even if he was injured and scratched a little, it was impossible, let alone seriously injured and dying. As you can imagine, it won't be long before the news of Kizaru's return from a serious injury will cause an uproar in naval headquarters. Soon, Marshal Sengoku, Vice Admiral Garp, Admiral Akiji, and other Marine executives knew the news that Kizaru was seriously injured. Everyone rushed to the hospital immediately. But Kizaru has fallen into a coma after the operation at the moment, and cannot tell the details of the mission. Doctor, how is the situation? Sengoku looked at the doctor and asked. The situation is dangerous. Kizaru Admiral's injuries are serious, and he has lost a lot of blood. But fortunately, Kizaru Admiral's vitality is tenacious, and the wound is past the dangerous period after the wound was stitched. After 1 or 2 months of cultivation, you should be able to recover. People in the world of One Piece are very strong in physique, and after being injured, they can recover 77-88 as long as they sleep. If you eat a lot of meat to supplement nutrition, the recovery speed of the injury will be faster. Kizaru is a monster, and his recovery ability is naturally at the monster level. But even so, it will take a month or 2 to recover, which shows how serious his injuries are. I understand. Let me continue. During Kizaru Admiral's recuperation period, all medical expenses will be in accordance with the highest standards. Yes, Your Excellency the Marshal. Sengoku and others glanced at Kizaru, who was sleeping outside the ward, and then all returned to the naval headquarters building. With such a big incident happening this time, they must discuss the next countermeasures. And Kizaru, who was asleep, didn't know that he finally got the paid vacation he had been thinking about, and it lasted more than 1 month, at most 2 months. Kizaru paid half his life for the 2-month vacation. I don't know if Kizaru will be happy or sad when he finds out. Naval Headquarters Building, Conference Room. Many high-level Marines gathered together, and a serious atmosphere enveloped the entire conference room. Sengoku didn't speak, and most of the Marine executives were smoking and looking serious. I think everyone knows. Marshal Sengoku looked around the crowd, his voice low. Kizaru was defeated by Lucifer and came back seriously injured, almost losing half his life. I have confirmed just now that Carl Vado's Rear Admiral who called for help and Tim Rear Admiral who followed Kizaru on the mission have also been killed. Marines lost this time is very large. Many high-level Marines in the conference room looked at each other, not knowing what to say, and there was still a dead silence. Even Kizaru was seriously injured, and they were not rivals. Suddenly, Vice Admiral Ghost Spider spoke. This is a disgrace to Marine. Naval Headquarters must take action. I propose that Naval Headquarters send more troops to bring Lucifer to justice and eliminate him completely. Who will lead the team? Vice Admiral the Flying Squirrel asked calmly. Marshal Sengoku, please recall Sakazuki Admiral from New World. The Vice Admiral Ghost Spider looked at Marshal Sengoku. As the Hawk Marine Vice Admiral, Ghost Spider has great trust in Akainu. And among the 3 admirals, Akainu's strength is faintly the strongest. Akainu has the most shots and kills the most enemies. Akiji and Kizaru are lazy and salty fish, and they rarely take shots. It seems that Akainu is the strongest. Then who guards New World? Another Marine Vice Admiral asked. 3 Marine Admirals, 1 guarding New World, 1 guarding Naval Headquarters, and 1 free dispatcher, are responsible for performing tasks while protecting the holy land of Mariehua. 3 Admiral, As the world's government, the highest combat power, deployment is strictly regulated and cannot be disrupted at will. Chapter 53 Sengoku backs down. Don't provoke Lucifer. Akainu has a fiery personality and is strong and warlike. So he usually guards New World and is responsible for resisting New World pirates. Akiji has a lazy personality, so he guards naval headquarters. And Kizaru is the fastest, can carry out tasks, and can also quickly support. Even if the Holy Land of Mariehua is invaded, he can arrive at the first time. That's what 3 Admirals' regular distribution is all about. Now Kizaru is seriously injured and unable to perform the mission for a short time. If Akainu is transferred back, New World's troops will be too empty. Neither naval headquarters nor the world government will choose to do this if there is no compelling reason. Then what do you say? The Vice Admiral Ghost Spider burst into anger as he looked at the crowd waiting in the conference room. Lucifer committed such a heinous crime. Should we just sit back and watch? Only by eradicating him completely can Marine's face be saved. This is absolute justice. In order to eradicate Lucifer, do you need multiple Marine admirals to act together? This is nakedly telling the world about Marine's incompetence. Lucifer's threat is great, but naval headquarters can't send more troops. It will only cause more casualties. The Hawkish Marine and the Dovish Marine are at odds with each other. All of a sudden, the entire meeting room was filled with saliva, and the sound almost broke the windows. The Marine soldier who was in charge of standing guard outside the door was so scared that he retracted his neck when he heard the roar inside. His scalp went numb. A group of bosses erupted in anger. It was terrible. Okay, stop arguing. At this time, Vice Admiral, the great staff officer, stood up and calmed down the quarrel between the 2 parties. Currently, we don't know enough about Lucifer's abilities, and sending troops rashly will only cause more casualties. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will never be imperiled in 100 battles. If you want to eliminate Lucifer, you must know more about him. The most important thing is what his fruit ability is. This point, we have to wait until Kizaru wakes up to find out. The several Marine Vice Admirals who were arguing red-faced heard this, calmed down their anger, and sat back in their seats. Crane Vice Admiral is famous for her strategies, and her words are very reasonable, and both Marines can listen to them. The most urgent task is to increase the amount of Lucifer's reward, and at the same time inform the Marine branches of Lucifer's danger. Don't mess with Lucifer again until the next move. If possible, let him enter New World, and let the Emperors of New World deal with him. A dog eats a dog among pirates. It's in our best interest. After Kizaru, Sengoku also realized that he can no longer fight Lucifer. Lucifer is too strong. Even if Marine can win in the end, the loss will be huge, not worth it. It is better to borrow a knife to kill someone and reap the benefits of the fisherman. Tsuru, Lucifer's bounty is up to you. Sengoku gave the order. Yes, I understand. Crane Vice Admiral nodded. On the orders of Marshal Sengoku, the pursuit of Lucifer by the naval headquarters is temporarily halted. All branches of the Grand Line are not allowed to provoke Lucifer. In other words, from now on, Marine began to turn a blind eye to Lucifer's behavior. There are very few pirates who have enjoyed this kind of treatment before. After entering the New World, these people have all become famous big pirates without exception. Over a sea area on the Grand Line, a pink figure flew fast in the sky. It was Shichibukai Doflamingo, impressively. He has a life card in his hand, which is guiding him close to the target. Baby 5, isn't it dead yet? Doflamingo was a little puzzled. According to the information he received, Lucifer bloodbath Crescent Island, and all the pirates on the island were killed by him, and there should be no survivors. But Baby 5 is still alive, which makes Doflamingo very strange. Did you get caught? Or did you betray me? Doflamingo had blue veins on his forehead, and anger erupted on his body. The thing he can't tolerate the most is betrayal. Anyone who betrays him has already died in his hands. Even his biological brother is no exception. Boo blue blue, blue blue blue. Suddenly, the voice of the phone bug rang. Doflamingo stopped and floated in the sky, took out the phone bug from his pocket to connect, and the person opposite was Virgo. Virgo, what's the matter? Is there something wrong? My lord, don't go to Lucifer. Virgo's tone was very anxious. Huh? What silly things are you talking about? Doflamingo's expression changed. He killed Diamanti and Buffalo. I know, but you can't go to him. You're not his opponent. Before Doflamingo finished speaking, he was interrupted by Virgo. This was the first time he was so rude. Naval Headquarters had a big accident just now. Admiral Kizuru returned from a serious injury and is still in a coma. The one who hurt him was Lucifer. Now Naval Headquarters has decided to give up hunting Lucifer and let him enter the new world. After Virgo got the news, he immediately contacted Doflamingo. He was afraid that if he was a little late, Doflamingo would hit the gun. Doflamingo was silent, with blue veins on his forehead, but the anger in his heart was still raging. But he had to calm down. That brat, does he actually have such strength? Although he doesn't want to admit it, Doflamingo thinks he's no match for Kizuru. And Lucifer can disable Kizuru. He is naturally not an opponent. Chapter 54. All members are rewarded with a reward of 530 million. That's right. It's not the right time to confront Lucifer. Although I really don't want to admit it, that kid is already a terrifying monster. Only the group of monsters in New World can match it. Virgo is also very unwilling. He also wants to avenge Diamanti. But unfortunately, they can't. All because of strength. They are weak, so they can only be grandchildren and live on. I see. Your information came in a timely manner. Thank you. Doflamingo seemed to calm down his anger, and his tone was calm. This is my mission, and I haven't forgotten it for a moment. Okay, the call is over. Doflamingo hung up the phone bug, squeezed his palm hard, and another phone bug died in his hand. Phone bug. What am I doing wrong again? Lucifer, bloody brat. With a wave of Doflamingo's palm, a huge long whip burst out of the air and hit the sea under his feet. With a loud bang, a hole was punched out of the sea, and several unlucky sea kings were cut off in the middle on the spot. Doflamingo was venting his anger. He hadn't been this angry and unwilling for a long time. Even in the face of Marine's pursuit, he was able to handle it with ease. I didn't expect to fall into the hands of a newcomer who just debuted today. This matter is not over yet. It won't end like this. I'm waiting for you in New World, Lucifer. Oh. Accompanied by a burst of ear-piercing and arrogant laughter, Doflamingo flew away and quickly disappeared over the sea. If he is defeated by frontal strength, he still has other means. He is Doflamingo, one of the underground kings of the Dark World, with huge power and wide connections. He has a lot of time and endless ways to play with Lucifer slowly. Grand Line on the Nether, there was a sound of panting. Hey, work harder. Haven't you eaten at noon? Lucifer was lying on the beach chair, shouting towards the forward deck. There, Cavendish and Enel were both doing strengthening exercises, each with a giant barbell on their backs. Under normal conditions, they can lift such a barbell with one hand. But now it's different. Lucifer has created a gravity zone. Under the support of gravity, the weight of the barbell has increased by more than 10 times, and their own bodies have also increased by more than 10 times. At this moment, it seems that they are carrying a huge mountain. Every time you do a push-up, you have to use all your strength. The bones all over the body were creaking, as if they were about to collapse and shatter at any moment. Captain Lucifer, the gravity is too strong. I'm about to be crushed. Cavendish gritted his teeth. The sweat on his body flowed like running water, and a small puddle had already accumulated on the deck in front of him. Such a little strength is not enough. You are too imaginary. Lucifer took the red wine from Baby 5 and smiled. Look at Enel. He's just so strong. He doesn't say a word. Beside Cavendish, Enel was doing push-ups up and down, shrugging in a very standard posture. He's a monster. Can I be like him? Cavendish is about to collapse, bearing a mouthful of fangs. Cavendish, you have to understand that now you are a member of the Ghost Pirates. Lucifer restrained his smile and looked serious. On my ship, all I want are monsters. If it's not a monster, it's not eligible to board my ship. Understand? With that said, Lucifer doubled the gravity again. Cavendish let out a scream on the spot, and the bones made a creaking sound, as if they were broken. Enel was also pushed down a bit, and his condensed breath almost fell apart. Do it 10,000 more times. Lucifer gave the order coldly. Cuckoo, cluck. Suddenly, there was a sound of birds chirping. A flock of seagulls flies overhead, and a news bird descends from the sky, landing under Lucifer's parasol. "Maid, go buy a newspaper," Lucifer commanded. "Yes, Captain Lucifer." After surrendering completely, Baby 5 became more obedient. Soon, the newspaper was delivered to Lucifer. "Thank you, go and help me make another 20 barbecues." Lucifer took the newspaper and continued to give orders. "Yes, Captain Lucifer." Baby 5's face was rosy, feeling the happiness of being needed. Lucifer flipped open the newspaper, and the 4 sandwiched reward orders fell out. "Oh, has the bounty increased again?" Lucifer picked up his bounty order, and the amount of the bounty has been updated. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 530 million Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. The bounty for defeating Kizaru is only 200 million. Isn't Naval Headquarters too stingy? Lucifer shook his head, a little speechless. But after reading the content in the newspaper, Lucifer understood Marine's plan. The news of Marine Admiral's defeat cannot be spread, as this will damage Marine's majesty. So Marine completely blocked the news. It was another crime that was passed on to Lucifer. Newspapers reported that the demon Lucifer led the ghost pirates to destroy a country. Distorting the facts, framing the blame, Marine's dirty tricks are very skillful. Because destroying a country is a heinous crime, Lucifer's bounty has increased by 200 million. Not only that, but Enel, Cavendish, and Baby 5 were also wanted for reward. Chapter 55. The news spread and the world shook. Thor Enel, with a bounty of 120 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Scythe Weasel Cavendish, with a bounty of 85 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. The Battle Maid, Baby 5, has a bounty of 66 million Baileys, a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Now, all 4 members of the Nether Pirates have become wanted criminals. "Hey, Captain, do I have a reward order?" "How much is the reward?" Cavendish yelled when he saw the latest reward order appear. He wanted to get up, but he couldn't get up under the weight of gravity. Enel was interested too, looking up at Lucifer. Lucifer flicked his fingers, and 2 reward orders flew to the 2 of them respectively. 85 million? I only have 85 million? Are you kidding me? Cavendish was dissatisfied with the amount of the reward and quickly looked to the side. With just one glance, you can see Enel's reward amount of 120 million. Why is this guy so tall? Cavendish was even more unconvinced. His original reputation is not weak. Coupled with the blessing of Lucifer's fierce reputation, he thought it would be more than 100 million, but only 85 million. However, it was the first time for Enel to appear on the ocean, and for the first time to enter Marine's field of vision, but the bounty offered was as high as 120 million, which was unreasonable no matter how you looked at it. It should be, because he is Thunderfruit. Lucifer can figure out what Naval Headquarters is doing. Thunderfruit, the top Logia, is comparable to Marine 3 Admiral's abilities. Once grown up, the power is infinite. So the first time Enel was offered a reward, the amount was very high. As for Cavendish, most of his previous fame came from the second personality Hakuba. His own strength is twice as weak as that of Hakuba, so Marine will naturally not set a too high bounty. For the first time offering a reward, 85 million Baileys is already very good. And this time, your name will definitely spread all over the world. Lucifer looked at the second page of the newspaper and smiled. What's wrong? Could it be? Cavendish seems to have guessed something. That's right. You found out that the news about the Golden City has also been published in the newspaper. Lucifer turned the newspaper on Cavendish. On the second page of the newspaper, the entire page was a group photo of Cavendish in Golden City. After leaving Sky Island, Cavendish sent the news of his discovery of the Golden City to the World Economic News Agency. This time the 2 news were published in the newspaper together. Ha 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 ha. This young master will be sought after by beauties all over the world. What beautiful women love is nothing but handsome looks and endless wealth. Now Cavendish has both. And things are just as Cavendish expected. After the latest reward order appeared, his reward order was quickly snatched up by beauties from all over the world. Lucifer's reward order was also scrambled by countless beauties. After all, he is also very handsome, more handsome than Cavendish. At the same time, As the first supernova of the Sea Circle calendar in 1516, with a bounty of more than 500 million pirates, Lucifer is far more popular than Cavendish. Over a sea area on the Grand Line, Doflamingo waved his hand and chopped a group of newsbirds into pieces. Sure enough, did you really betray me? Baby 5, you are so brave. Doflamingo was furious as he looked at the newspaper and the reward in his hand. He had just turned around and saw the newspaper on the way. Although he had guessed for a long time, after being confirmed by the reality, Doflamingo still couldn't hide his anger. The person who dared to betray him last time was his younger brother Klaus' son, who was killed by him in the end. After that, no one in the Don Quixote family dared to betray. For many years, Baby 5 was the first. Demon Lucifer, you deserve to die. A few cold lights flashed, and 4 reward orders in newspapers were cut into pieces and scattered from the sky. Looks like it's time to go find that person. Doflamingo looked at the sea in the distance. A cold light flashed in his eyes. Immediately, a burst of piercing laughter echoed over the sea area. The pink figure cut through the sky and disappeared in an instant. New World, Whitebeard pirates. There were bursts of laughter on the Moby DK. A group of pirates sat on the deck and had a banquet, drinking and chatting. The atmosphere inside the Whitebeard pirates is very harmonious, and the crew members are like family members. This is not so much a pirate group. It is better to say that this is a big family. Captain Whitebeard is the patriarch, the old father. Number 2, Marco, is the steady older brother, and the rest of the crew are siblings. Unlike other pirate groups, the captain was harsh on the crew, beating and scolding, and even killing the crew if they didn't agree with each other. Whitebeard sat at the main seat, drinking with a big bowl, looking at the smiling pirates around him, in a good mood. All he's wanted in his life is family, and now he finally has it. At this moment, Marco flapped his wings and fell from the top of the mast to Whitebeard. Father, the bounty for the strongest rookie Lucifer has increased again, this time exceeding 500 million. With a bounty of more than 500 million, even in New World, it can be ranked first. In the Whitebeard pirates, the bounties offered by many captains are almost the same amount. Nanny? It's over 500 million. Just kidding, isn't he a newcomer? It's only been a few months. The bounty has risen so fast. What did that guy do? Could it be that he hit naval headquarters? The pirates around were all surprised, and many of them grabbed the newspaper to check Lucifer's reward order and deeds. Chapter 56, Lucifer. I'm greedy for my body, disgusting ghost pirates destroying a country? Hey, can't you? Pirates take the initiative to destroy the country. Are you kidding me? He's a pirate, not a revolutionary army. How can they destroy a country for no reason, with only 4 of them anyway? Many pirates did not believe what the newspaper said. Gula la la la, the news in the newspaper may not be true, sons of idiots. Whitebeard laughed generously. For Sengoku, an old opponent, Whitebeard can be said to know it very well. For a rookie who hasn't entered the New World, yet to set such a high bounty for him, that person must have done something extraordinary. Destroying the country is just an excuse. The real reason must have been covered up. It seems that this year, there really is an incredible guy in the sea. At this point, Whitebeard couldn't completely ignore Lucifer. For so many years, he has firmly sat on the throne of the world's #1, and he has seen many brilliant rookie pirates. But few can match Lucifer. The last one was Shanks with red hair. Now he is already a big pirate with a reward of more than 3 billion, only half a step away from the throne. Soon, you will be able to sit on an equal footing with him. Luo-Jie, the era you opened is really wonderful. Seeing the continuous emergence of outstanding new pirates, Whitebeard couldn't help but think of his old friend Luo-Jie. It was because of his words before his death that the current era of great pirates was created. New World, Seas of all nations, Cake Island. While this new kid is not bad, Big Mom looked at Lucifer's reward order in his hand, and a lot of stomach acid saliva flowed from his mouth. The stomach acid saliva is extremely corrosive, and white smoke rises from the corroded ground. He is the most outstanding rookie this year, the first to become a supernova. I heard that Marine Vice Admiral Dobman died in his hands. Beside, Katakuri spoke calmly. I don't know what he did this time, so that his reward suddenly exceeded 500 million. But according to our intelligence, Naval headquarters had sent Admiral Kizaru to hunt him down, so it can be inferred that Admiral's pursuit should have failed, which led to the increase in the bounty. The so-called destruction of the country is nothing more than an excuse to deceive people. As the highest masterpiece of the Charlotte family, Katakuri is not only powerful, but also calm and intelligent. Based on some miscellaneous clues, the general situation was deduced. As for Lucifer seriously injuring Admiral Kizaru, this is something Katakuri never thought about. No one would have imagined that Marine Admiral would lose to a newcomer. So, this rookie kid is very strong? Big Mom asked while drooling. While speaking, she grabbed a handful of cakes next to her and stuffed them in her mouth. As she chewed, the cake screamed in pain, extremely terrifying and ear-piercing. But Big Mom ate with relish, with a happy smile on the corner of his mouth. The family infers that he should have the strength comparable to the core cadres, and is almost the same as Snag. Katakuri said. Charlotte Snag, one of the 4 stars of the desert, is the core cadre of the Big Mom Pirates. Although only ranked 4th, it is also extremely powerful. Well, while this kid is really good, is he a special race? The ant looked at Lucifer's reward order, and Lucifer in the photo had 2 demon wings. This doesn't look like a fruit ability, so it caught Big Mom's attention. What Ant 4 Emperors wants most is to establish a country where all races live in peace. And her dream is to collect all races in the world. Now, only a few races are missing from her hands. I don't know about this yet. Maybe it's his devil fruit ability. If Mom wants to know, I'll send the intelligence department to investigate immediately. Katakuri said respectfully. Well, let's make a decision like this and check it out immediately. When he's in the new world, send Snug to find him. Such a guy must be in the hands of my mother. Big Mom stared at Lucifer's reward order with a hint of greed in his eyes. Not only did she take a fancy to Lucifer's great strength, but she also took a fancy to Lucifer's appearance and his possible status as a rare race. A man with strength, good looks, and a rare race has the best genes. As we all know, Big Mom likes to use family affection to maintain the pirate group, and any pirate who takes refuge in her must marry her. If Lucifer and her daughter combine, they will definitely produce very good offspring. Coupled with the fact that Lucifer is suspected to be a rare race, it makes the Big Mom salivate even more. Yes, Mom, Katakuri always obeys Big Mom's orders unconditionally. As for Lucifer's possible refusal, that's out of his consideration. Anyone who dares to reject the Big Mom Pirates will end up miserable. Lucifer doesn't know that in the distant new world, there is an old woman who is greedy for his body. If he knew, he would definitely have goosebumps and a tingling scalp. Lucifer's bounty soared, and his name spread throughout the world. Not only Whitebeard and Big Mom Pirates are paying attention to Lucifer, Kaido, Redhead, and many powerful pirates of New World are paying attention to this newcomer. They all know that it won't be long before Lucifer breaks into the New World. At that time, they will be competitors with each other. New World is very big, but in some people's eyes it is very small, so small that it can only accommodate a few people. If you want to occupy more territory, you can only eradicate your competitors. The fighting in New World is thousands of times crueler than Paradise. Chapter 57 Landing in the capital of Seven Waters. CP9 appears the first half of the Grand Line, the capital of Seven Waters. A pirate ship flying the Devil's flag appeared from the sea and finally docked at the shore port. Look, it's the flag of the Nether Pirates. That's right, it's the demon Lucifer. He actually came here. The latest reward order shows that Lucifer's reward exceeds 500 million. If you can take his head off, Lousy will die. There is not only the Nether ship in the port, but there are also many pirate ships, gangsters, and bounty hunters around. The capital of Seven Waters is a world-renowned shipyard, and there are many pirates and bounty hunters who come here every day to build ships, buy ships, and repair ships. After seeing Lucifer appear, some pirates are born with fear, and some bounty hunters are born with greed. All of a sudden, countless murmurs sounded from the surroundings, and countless veiled eyes swept over the 4 of Lucifer. Captain, it seems that our reputation is already great. Cavendish stood at the bow of the boat holding a rose and said with a narcissistic face, It's just a group of miscellaneous fish. They are weak and pitiful, but they have great ambitions. Pathetic fool. Enel opened his eyes, and there was a flash of lightning in the depths of the pupils. How can the eyes and comments of the people around escape his observation Haki lock? Enel has seen it clearly for a long time. Do you want to deal with him? Baby Five's thigh becomes a Gatling machine gun, ready to strike at any time. No need. It seems that we have no demeanor to care about a group of miscellaneous fish. If there is a target worth hunting, Lucifer will certainly not let it go. But he sensed it with observation Haki, and the surrounding pirates and bounty hunters were weak. The strongest one is only equivalent to 50,000 to 60 million bounties for pirates. Even if they were hunted, they would only get a few thousand killing points. Now, with just a few thousand killing points, Lucifer has looked down on it, and it's not worth it for him to take action himself. If there are idiots who take the initiative to seek death, give him a ride. If not, forget it. Lucifer shook his head. Yes, Captain, since Lucifer gave the order, the three of Enel would naturally not object. In the Ghost Pirates, Lucifer's orders are paramount. After that, Enel and Baby Five went to the capital of Seven Waters to purchase supplies, and Cavendish stayed to watch the ship. Lucifer, on the other hand, acts alone. The capital of Seven Waters is said to be an island, but it looks more like a ship to Lucifer. And it's a big ship shaped like a fountain. It has been impacted by tsunamis all year round, so the residents on the island transformed the shape of the island into what it is today. The news that the Nether Pirates had landed in the capital of Seven Waters quickly spread in the small town. The residents of the capital of Seven Waters are afraid. After all, Lucifer is notorious. Bloodbath Crescent Island destroyed a country, and all kinds of evil deeds are beyond words. With the help of Marine, Lucifer's image in the eyes of the world is no different from that of a murderous maniac. After the news spread, the residents of the capital of Seven Waters all returned home, closed their doors and windows tightly, and dared not go out again. In a bar, in a secret room, several figures gathered. Lucy, Lucifer has landed in the capital of Seven Waters. Won't he affect our mission? Probably not. He's just a rookie and won't know Pluton's secret. In order to eliminate hidden dangers, we should take action to capture or expel them, which is the safest thing. No, the government's top management has issued an order not to allow us to contact Lucifer. Besides, he is different from ordinary rookies. He is very strong. We alone are no match for him. Leading Rob Lucci shook his head. They are CP9, agents carefully trained by the government of the world. They have received the cruelest and most severe training since they were young. They are a group of ruthless killing machines. Especially Rob Lucci is the strongest CP9 member since the establishment of the world government 800 years ago. If they make a move, ordinary rookies will be defeated in an instant. But Lucifer is different. He is the monster who defeated Marine Admiral Kizuru. CP9 cannot be the opponent. The world government and Marine have already issued an order, and Marine and agents outside the headquarters are not allowed to take action against Lucifer. No matter what he does, he turns a blind eye. At present, neither the world government nor Marine wants to have a conflict with Lucifer and lose troops in vain. Lucifer entered the capital of Seven Waters, wandered the streets casually, and finally came to a dilapidated house, which was the base of the Frankie family. The observation Haki was opened, and dozens of breaths inside were all locked by Lucifer. Boss Frankie, I heard that there is a big pirate coming to the island. If we catch him, we will get rich. A younger brother said to the boss Frankie. The Frankie family are dismantlers by trade, but bounty hunters by side. They would occasionally hunt pirates in exchange for bounties to maintain their daily expenses. Stupid. That monster is not something we can deal with. We'd better find his target. Another younger brother cursed, and then took out a reward order. The pirate above was offered a bounty of 20 million Baileys. Well, you're right, little ones. Although I'm super today, I don't want to provoke that monster. Frankie twirled his arms in a special pose. At this moment, a powerful aura suddenly appeared in the room, instantly covering everyone in the room. Chapter 58, Get the Pluton Design Boom. The members of the Frankie family felt their brains go blank, and then they all lost consciousness and fell to the ground. Frankie turned pale with fright, and just as he was about to shout out when he saw the fallen brother, He felt a pain in his head, and then his eyes fell into darkness. Lucifer appeared in the house, looked at the miscellaneous fish at his feet, and shook his head. Who would have thought that the blueprint for Pluton, one of the ancient weapons, would be hidden in such a small place? And the one responsible for guarding it is a weak chicken. Lucifer walked over to Frankie, opened his stomach, and took out a manuscript paper from inside. This is the Pluton design that the government of the world wants to get. They did not hesitate to send CP9 undercover to Seven Water Capital for several years, but failed to find it. Now Lucifer easily got it. I just accepted the design of Pluton. Lucifer smiled, turned, and left. Frankie is the only one who knows the existence of the blueprints. Even if the blueprints are stolen, he will not publicize them. And from the beginning to the end, no one saw Lucifer's true face, and no one would have guessed that the Pluton design would be taken away by Lucifer. In other words, this will become an eternal secret. It's really easy to get it. Lucifer returned to the city center of the capital of Seven Waters in a good mood. Finding a tavern, Lucifer ate 300 barbecues in a row and didn't pay until he had eaten up all the tavern's meat reserves. Getting the Pluton design is just one of the purposes of Lucifer's visit to the Seven Waters. Lucifer has not forgotten that CP9 under the command of the world government has been lurking here. This group of guys is very strong. If they can hunt successfully, they can get a large amount of killing points. It's just that Lucifer has been wandering around the capital of Seven Waters for so long, but he didn't find any trace of CP9. Isn't it because you are afraid to come out? Lucifer doesn't know that the world government has issued an order to prevent CP9 from contacting Lucifer. Lucifer just took it for granted that this group of dark justice guys would take the initiative to come to him after discovering him as a pirate. When the time comes, they throw themselves into the trap, and Lucifer just sits on the sidelines and kills two birds with one stone. Do you have to wait until night to act? Lucifer glanced at the sky. The sun was already setting and was about to set. As the dark agents of the world government, the dark night is their best disguise. Soon, the time came to night. Lucifer returns to the Erebus to join the three of Enel. The boat was swaggeringly parked on the coast, flashing fire, very conspicuous in the dark night. As long as CP9 comes over, they can be spotted at a glance. Unfortunately, Lucifer's idea fell through. They waited until midnight and found no sign of CP9. It looks really scary. Lucifer shook his head, feeling a little disappointed. I thought they were a group of guys with backbone, but I didn't expect them to be so bullying. When you meet the weak, you punch hard, and when you meet Lucifer, you can't shrink back. Since you don't come, I can only find you. Lucifer stood at the bow with the demon wings spread out on his back. Captain, where are you going so late? Isn't it going to Flower Street? Cavendish asked teasingly. You think I'm you? Lucifer rolled his eyes. While speaking, Enel and Baby 5 also walked out of the cabin. Now that you're awake, let's go together. There are several good opponents in the Seven Waters, so you can try them out. Lucifer raised his hand and grabbed it. Universal pull. Gravity exploded in the palm, grabbing Cavendish and Baby 5 and soaring into the sky. As for Enel, he followed behind. Soon Lucifer and others came to the city center. Lucifer turned on observation Haki, inspected the entire city inch by inch, and soon found the location of the target. Found it! The demon wings vibrated, creating a gust of wind that brought Lucifer to the roof of a tavern. At the moment at Lucifer's feet is Blueno's bar. Captain, come to the bar in the middle of the night. Is there really an opponent here? Cavendish was skeptical. Yes, it's in the tavern. It was not Lucifer who spoke, but Enel. Apparently, his observation Haki also discovered the existence of CP9. Rumble! With a big wave of Enel's hand, the sky exploded with thunder, and a bolt of lightning fell from the sky, hit the roof of the bar, and ran through the entire house. The smoke filled the air, and the ceiling of the bar shattered, revealing a large hole. Call out! Call out! Call out! Call out! For figures jumped out of the big hole, jumped onto the roof, and confronted Lucifer and the other four. 4 against 4, the number of people is fair. Lucifer smiled slightly. However, Lu Ki and the others on the opposite side had solemn faces. Demon Lucifer, why are they here? Rob Lucci didn't understand why Lucifer was after them. Their identities are unknown, except that they appear to be shipwrights, bar owners, and mayor secretaries. Could it be that their identities were exposed? No, it's impossible. Lucci quickly denied this guess. CP9 is a top-secret organization, and their identities are top secret among top secrets, and few people know about them. Lucci, what should we do now? Kaku looked at Lucci. CP9 is headed by Rob Lucci, and all actions are under his command. Retreat at full strength. Against Lucifer, we have no chance of winning. Rao is a powerful Lucci. The first time he saw Lucifer, he knew that he was not Lucifer's opponent. Facing Lucifer, they had no choice but to retreat. Chapter 59. Reclaiming Space Devil Fruit Shave. The four of Lucci cast the shave in Marine 6 styles at the same time, turning into 4 black shadows and shooting them into the distance. Hey, you started running away before you hit him. You're too spineless. Lucifer shook his head, pointed at the 4 of them, and grabbed them hard. Universal pull. A powerful gravitational force erupted, pulling the 4 of them back in an instant. Enel next to him took the lead, turning into a bolt of lightning and shooting at Rob Lucci. Observation Haki told him that Rob Lucci was the strongest of the 4. Originally, this should be Lucifer's opponent, but Enel wants to become stronger. He needs such a strong opponent. Cavendish took a step back and met Kaku. As for Baby 5, I chose Khalifa, who is also a woman. The 6 of them fought fiercely in an instant. Lucifer quietly looked at Blueno in front of him and smiled slightly. There are only 2 of us left. You're out of luck because no one picked you. Is it because your character is too bad? Or is your appearance too bad? Looking at Lucifer, who was smiling and calm, Blueno's heart was full of alarm. The man in front of him put too much pressure on him. Just standing there almost broke his will and made him lose the courage to fight. Air opens the door. Blueno didn't dare to fight Lucifer and directly used the fruit ability to open an air door to escape. He is a Paramecia door fruit ability user who can open the door on any object, and the air is no exception. Blueno is confident that as long as he can escape into the subspace, no matter how strong Lucifer is, he will not be able to catch him. However, dissipate. A flat voice sounded, and Blueno Air opened the door, which really opened the air. Halfway through the door, it dissipated into air. Blueno looked horrified, and before he could finish speaking, a long sword pierced his back. Blueno lowered his head, staring blankly at the sword point protruding from his chest, and then a trace of consciousness dissipated. With a plop, the body fell into a pool of blood. Ding! Host killed Agent Blueno and got 5,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and the total number of Lucifer's kill points reached 150,000. Rebirth. Lucifer exerts the power of the fruit of the word spirit, captures the power of the door fruit, and regenerates it. Soon, a brand new devil fruit appeared in Lucifer's hands. The door fruit, related to the power of space, is a very rare space system devil fruit. But unfortunately, this fruit does not have very strong destructive power and can only play a supporting role. If the ability user can develop it well, it will be very good for transporting large troops and transporting assassination teams to lurking and beheading. But unfortunately, Blueno only learned to use it to open the door and did not display its true power at all. Now that this space-type devil fruit falls into Lucifer's hands, it is also a good harvest. On the other side, Rob Lucci, who was fighting Enel, first discovered that Blueno was beheaded by Lucifer, and his expression changed drastically. Hateful. Damn Lucifer. The situation is not good now. A few drops of cold sweat flowed from Lucci Cheetah's face. Within minutes of the battle, one of them died. If Lucifer makes a move on them, none of them can escape tonight. Hey, what are you worrying about? You dare to be distracted while fighting a god. Isn't it too arrogant? Enel's voice was like thunder, exploding in Lucci's ears. A roaring thunder dragon tore through the night and swallowed Lucci with its mouth wide open. The powerful electric power erupted, and Lucci was shocked so that his hair stood on end, and his whole body was scorched black. A burnt smell spread out. However, Lucci's physical strength is very strong. Coupled with iron body defense, Enel's Brontosaurus did not completely defeat him. Lucky, in his cheetah form, counterattacked, kicking a bird slash at Enel. Tempest Kick Guy Bird. Rob Lucci is a genius in learning Six styles. He not only cultivated Marine's Six styles to the limit, but also developed many derivative tricks. His Six-style moves are thousands of changes, more than all other members of CP9 combined. No armament Haki. Enel didn't feel armament Haki's breath, so he didn't dodge it, but caught it with his body. Facing an enemy who doesn't know armament Haki, the arrogance in Enel's heart reappeared. Puff! The slash flew by, cutting off Enel in the middle in an instant. However, with the flash of lightning, Enel returned to his original shape and scathed. Yahaha, your tricks are useless to me. Enel laughed arrogantly. It seems to be a common problem of all Logia ability users to use Logia's elemental ability to pretend to be in front of the enemy. Enel also enjoyed the horrified expression on the enemy's face at this moment. It's a Logia-capable user. Liu Qi's face changed drastically, and a sense of powerlessness emerged in his heart. Before the strongest Lucifer could make a move, he met a Logia-capable user, and it was Thunder Logia. He can't armament Haki. There is no possibility of defeating Enel. Kaku, Khalifa, run away with all your might. These guys are not something we can deal with. Liu Qi roared loudly, but a thunderbolt hit him at this moment. The powerful lightning scorched his flesh and blood at high temperature and directly drove him into the ground. Huge potholes were blown out of the ground, and Liu Qi was buried by the ruins. Cavendish fell asleep at some point, and the second personality, Hakobo, appeared. The maniacally laughing and distorted face was even more terrifying in the dark night, with sword lights flickering, leaving cracks on Kaku's body. Iron Body! Kaku roared, his muscles tensed instantly. However, in the next second, he was chopped off by a sword like a cannonball shot backwards. Chapter 60 Iron Body is harmful. CP9 is completely wiped out. Damn it, is it over? Kaku smashed through a wall and opened his mouth to spit out a mouthful of blood. His right hand was tightly clutching his abdomen, where there was a sword wound running through his lower abdomen. Hakoba's swordsmanship is already very strong, and Cavendish has practiced hard during this period, and has awakened armament Haki, and the power of his sword moves is even stronger. Kaku hadn't got the power of Devil Fruit at this time, and only relying on Iron Body's defense could not stop Hakoba at all. Call out! A black shadow flashed past. Hakoba instantly moved behind Kaku, and the sword light flashed away. Poof! A splash of blood splashed into the sky, spraying like running water. Kaku was hit with a sword in his chest, his eyes turned white, then his legs bent, and he fell face down in a pool of blood. After beheading the enemy, Hakoba's killing desire seemed to be satisfied, and he lay on his back directly on the ground. The horrified expression disappeared and turned back to Cavendish, a snot bubble fluctuating in size and size, and there was a snoring sound. Kaku! Seeing that Kaku was defeated, Khalifa exclaimed, and the momentary loss of consciousness revealed a fatal flaw in himself. Where are you looking? Baby 5 appeared behind Khalifa, and a machete slashed across. Iron Body! Khalifa also used Iron Body instantly, but puff! Blood spattered. The scimitar pierced through Khalifa's back and pierced through his chest in front. Iron Body turned into tofu cubes. Just like that, Khalifa also fell in a pool of blood. Lucifer stood watching from a distance and couldn't help shaking his head. Iron Body is really harmful. How many strong people have died under Iron Body throughout the ages? Rob Lucci jumped out of the underground ruins just in time to see the scene where Kaku and Khalifa were killed. What? Damn it, you damn pirate! Liu Qi's roar spread across half of the town, and he kicked his feet and disappeared in place in an instant. I don't know if he was dazzled by the anger or if he was determined to die. He actually came to kill Lucifer. His speed is very fast. Moonwalk and shaving are used together, leaving afterimages in midair, and he arrives in front of Lucifer in an instant. Six Styles' largest round 6 King gun. Liu Qi threw out both fists, aiming at Lucifer's chest to hit a super shock wave. The shock wave erupted, and the wind and waves rolled up. The two buildings on the left and right sides of Lucifer were pierced and collapsed. After the dust cleared, Luffy realized that his fists were blocked by an invisible wall. Lucifer stood there motionless, not even changing his expression. "You bloody monster!" Cheetah's face showed a ferocious look, feeling powerless. He had used his best moves, but he couldn't hurt a single hair of Lucifer. He couldn't think of a way to deal with such a monster. Oh, the power is not bad.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.